listening to the Pittsburgh Piledriver. What the hell is that? Podcast.
Well, you know, it's time for more picks. 'Cause it seems like every other week we're doing picks. It's busy. We be busy. Wrestling be busy. It's all busy. It's all busy work and it's all busy time. That being said, we've got picks to do tonight. Surprise, surprise. But I do love a pick-a-sode. It's clear I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. All of the time. But it's still fun to pretend like I have any idea of what's going on with wrestling. So I like to pretend I'm the pretender to the crown. And the other three here actually do good jobs doing picking. So strap in. It's that time of the year. It's that time of the month. It's something different. In any case, we're going to do pickies. It's Beef, Poot, Tom, Dummy Face, me. We all know who we are. If you've listened to the show before, you know who we are. If you haven't, again, I question you why you're starting with episode 200 and something or other. Like, go back. Learn how things work. Figure it out. But we need to do picks tonight for a very exciting show coming up on Sunday. Sunday. Somebody help.
Sunday
Fun day. We're going to pick WCW Super Brawl. Nope.
Super Brawl Saturday?
Let me try it again.
His shirt must be too tight, Billy.
Starcade. Fucking Poot. Nope. Let me try that again. AEW presents WCW Star Brawl. Wait, I'll get it right one of these times. Hang on. AEW's presents in WCW fashion Dynasty. Live on. All right, everybody go.
I mean, did I do too good of a job of talking everybody like onto the ledge last week?
I don't know.
No, I've gone back and watched. Like, I've rewatched different things, and like I've thought a lot about it, and like just seeing is, I think especially for me, seeing the side by side comparison of like the still shot of Tony Schiavone like face palming in WCW in his Hawaiian shirt and then face palming on Dynamite. It's like, oh, okay. This guy was there. Like he lived it. So it's not just you.
Did you also read though that Tony was doing that in character?
That's what he says. I mean, we can get into all that like later on, but I don't know.
I mean, that's what he says, but like
that, I mean, that could easily be like a cover up. Like it could be like them like, hey, listen, you need to go out there and say that you did that in character.
It's not going to shock me, like, especially if the side by side start popping up of him in WCW and then him on Dynamite, like Tony being like, hey man, we gotta flip this. Like, no man, I don't like being compared to WCW. I mean, I'm a lot like WCW right now. Like I'm behaving a lot like WCW, but I don't like that comparison. So I need you to spin this. That wouldn't shock me in the slightest. So, I mean, he could say, oh yeah, that was in character, but like, I don't know, man. Though? It seems a lot. It's very WCW-esque.
I mean, all right, listen. Everybody's take a minute. Okay. Do some fucking yoga. Chant some fucking mantras. It's gonna be okay.
I don't think AEW is going under. Like,
yeah, well,
I'm not doom and gloom. I'm just saying, like, Tony, that was a WCW
that's pretty
move.
doom and gloom. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, we talked about it. Like, it's over. Well, it's done with. Like we had our spat. Like I'm. You know,
the thing that
but how much have we prattled on though about things that WWE has done? Like,
sure.
it was over. It happened. We talked about it. It was in the past, but we continue to prattle on about it.
Like, basically anything involving Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah,
Like
we
well, but
prattled.
my-
We prattled for a long time.
we prattled on and on and on. But so like because I wasn't here for that discussion, if AEW, okay, AEW, you wanted to throw your shot across the bow. You
Okay.
wanted to do this. Okay, that's cute. Every outlet that I've seen has been like, AEW needs to move on from this now. Like, they need to put it in the past. They need to fucking stop, and they need to walk away. They need to focus on what they're doing and focus on the whole impetus that Adam Copeland brought out there. It says, we're the best come to wrestle, or whatever he said. Like, they need to focus on that. They need to like lean into that and make their space.
Did he hold on?
What?
Did he say this is where the best come to wrestle?
Yeah, or something along those lines.
That's
But
I know it's completely different. I know he's not wrong, but like that's also like, I mean, you're a very WCW's like heavy feel to it. Like, this is where the best come to wrestle, a quote from AEW. This is
like where the big boys play.
This is WCW. Like, oh my gosh, come
I
on.
don't know that was a direct quote from Adam Copeland.
No, it wasn't a direct. I apologize. I should have put a little more heavy-handed thing on there of like, okay, like he came out and it was basically we'll call it the damage control promo he cut, right? So the damage control promo that he cut,
It's all for naught. It was all for naught because of everything that happened a week later. That's all there is to it.
But stick with me here.
Second.
Nobody immediately was like, okay, this is WCW. Fuck them. Let's stop watching. Fuck them. Fuck AEW. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Nobody did that. Everyone went, okay, they got to move on from this because if they don't, they're doomed. And like everybody kind of went, all right, fine. You had your hissy fit. You showed your little footage. You did the fucking thing. And to be perfectly honest with you, ruminating upon it, I sat there and I thought to myself, I was like, this has to be a vehicle to get Jack Perry's new gimmick over. It has to be, because Jack Perry's gonna come back to AEW. He's gonna come back. He'll get so many fucking boos. They'll still chant CM Punk. And if Jack Perry is smart and listens to the learning trees that he is sitting under, he will fucking lean into it, but in a very kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge way. I think that there is room for this to work. I think there is room for it to actually like get genuine good heat. And I think there's a way to then pivot away from it. But here's the deal. If they keep pulling bullshit like this, I will I will write AEW off. I'll just be like, we're done with you. And I don't want that. But if you're gonna do shit like that, much like Ransom said, it just evokes that sad, like 98 to 2001 WCW, or 99 even. I'll say 99 to 2001, the late death rattle time of WCW. We don't need that. Look at the roster that you have available to you. Focus on the fucking ability of those people. Tell stories that are within your wheelhouse. Do the thing and do it well, because you've proven that you can. AEW has proven that it can do the thing. It has proved that it can be an entertaining, engaging, fun, awesome product. They need to focus on that and not on bullshit that's already over and done with. That's my piece on that. And that was my word vomit coming off of my, and I went back and listened to my tirade about how much fucking awesome, fun pro wrestling is and how much I love pro wrestling. And I sat there and I went, man, when I stop being a dumb fuck, I'm really eloquent. And I get my point across.
Somebody get him an ice pack for that arm.
I don't think so. To me, I don't feel like this thing is what this is a symptom, I think, to me, the thing that some people are talking about, but not enough. Thank you. Is
Ah,
the fact
thank you.
that they AEW puts on amazing shows, and I have no doubt that Dynasty is going to kick my ass on Sunday. It's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Probably better than WrestleMania. I have no doubt that the
Get the
quality.
fuck out of here!
Wow.
You're fucking high. Stop it. You're on drugs if you think it's gonna be better than WrestleMania. This is not me being an AEW naysayer, but come the fuck on, man. No way. No fucking
Man,
way.
I miss whenever I could get a full thought out before being interrupted. Anyway,
Man, I thought we were gonna do
Hi.
picks this episode, and not sit here and suck AEW's dick.
Hey, this isn't the Tom Show, homie. We do what we do.
you can be whatever champion you want to be. This is the beef show, my dude. Anyway, listen up. Here's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
All right, show's over. Click.
Yep. Click. Recording done.
I
Ooh,
believe
no.
that the thing, and I'll say it again, I think at Dynasty, the quality of the matches is going to be better than WrestleMania. I'm not saying the event, the majesty, the excitement, the story is going to come close to that. No. But I'm saying it's going to be as fun to watch, if not more so, than WrestleMania, because there are some bangers after bangers after bangers on this card. However, that's the fucking problem. WWE can create a magical show, and I'll call it that because I think that that's 100% what it is. It was a fucking magical show with match times of like 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 15 minutes. They didn't need excessively long matches, and I love excessively long matches. I do. If you can pull it off, fucking A. I hope Ospreay and Danielson goes fucking 45. If you can pull it off, fucking A. The problem is WWE doesn't need 5-star matches. WWE doesn't need these big long like masterpieces. WWE doesn't need fucking King Ricochet. All right. They don't need the flips. They put together amazing stories that are cohesive and when told well are cinema of the amazing. The problem with AEW is that they don't. They have the keys to the kingdom. When you have Okada and you have Ospreay and you have Danielson and you have Moxley and you have Claudio, excuse me. When you have Mercedes Money, when you have fucking Dr. Britt Baker, when you have Thunder Rosa, when you have Deonna fucking Purrazzo, when you have Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, you have unlimited power. And yet they cripple themselves constantly with dumb bullshit like Tony did. Like, yes, absolutely. I'm not gonna sit here and disagree with you folks. That it was a bad look. Abso-fucking-lutely. But they don't do anything cohesively. And at the end of the day, you can put on the best product in the world. You can put out the best matches ever. But if people don't have the story, and that's not like a finish the story thing. If people don't have the story of the matches, they're not, they're not in. They don't buy in.
It's like it's
Yeah,
if I may real quick, it's kind of like 205 Live. Amazing in-ring ability, but I could have gave a fuck less about 205 Live because there was nothing that actually got me invested in the characters, in the stories. That was it. Like all they had was fucking flippy doos. That's it. Like,
I think I've
I think you need.
think I've made
Good.
Good. I was
Damn it. No, I'm with you. We talked about it before, and like you said, like they need to they need to get some good investment in their characters and in their stories. Hook and Jericho is a perfect example. Everything with it feels rushed. They didn't give it time. You don't have time to get invested and to actually give a damn about something, because as soon as they bring you something, then poof, it's gone and you're on to the next thing. So they're very fucking, pedal to the floor, go, 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 go. But like, you don't have time to, stop and appreciate the fucking scenery around you. You're just fucking flying down the interstate 100 miles an hour, and you got to find a balance.
I think I have done this. I think I've made this comparison before. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to make it again. It's the difference between DC and Marvel. DC, you know what? Like, I'll say this. Going back after the fact and watching a lot of the DC catalog, enjoyable stuff. Like, I don't think I've seen a DC movie that I went, well, that was trash.
Oh,
I think
really?
I mean, correct. What?
Daredevil.
Okay. DC, brother.
Yeah, Daredevil's Marvel.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. My God. I always forget. I don't know. He's one superhero I always forget is not Marvel, and that is a shame.
He is Marvel.
He's in Poot's blind spot.
Yeah, yeah, he's in my blind spot.
My point is this. Let me finish. Let me finish the fucking thought. For Christ's sake, give me one.
Getting a little much.
It's getting
a little much.
Beef, please, your heart blood.
So like DC, like you have great team ups. You got like, oh, here's Batman. Oh, there's Superman, Wonder Woman, like Aquaman. Awesome, great acting, fun stories. But like, because they didn't have the build up that like the Avengers had. The Avengers had 10 years to get us to Infinity War and Endgame, and that's why it was a fucking masterpiece. Not because those two movies in particular were great, which they were, but because of all of the build up and the investment that we had. In this case, WWE absolutely is fucking Marvel, where they're doing these long build-ups, sometimes too long, Roman Reigns, but eventually we get the payoff, and it's orgasmic. In this case, AEW's DC, where they're like, here's all this awesome shit that we have, look at it, enjoy it, and then we're like, yeah, man, that's great, and then it's over, and we're like, oh, that's cool. Anyway.
It's kind of like you're on a fucking Tony Khan cocaine bender.
AEW would be very dangerous as a competitor to WWE if they could harness and master the storytelling aspect. Like Beef said, their in-ring stuff as a whole, on average, blows WWE's in-ring stuff out of the water. And I cite that because I know people like to say, show your work, show that he's nuts. I've watched enough AEW pay-per-views, not easy for me to say, with you three, to be able to gauge your reactions to their in-ring product versus your reactions to the WWE product. Like at WrestleMania and WWE's pay-per-views in the past, we've enjoyed them. You guys have had good reactions. You could tell you're not bored. But there are multiple audible exclamations of disbelief, gasps of fear. Like, there are many audible reactions that I see come out of you three and myself that don't happen as much on WWE pay-per-views. So AEW has that in-ring stuff harnessed to where you're so sucked in, you're glued to the television, and you're invested in a match. Maybe not from the storytelling aspect, but from the performance aspect. And you can tell that just by the reaction that you guys give while watching AEW matches. That you don't have that scale when you watch WWE matches. So, how everybody likes to say, well, AEW's an alternative, they're not a competitor, blah, blah, blah. I'm willing to bet they would be a legit competitor if they wanted to, and I don't know, again, if that's their thing, whatever. But I think you could gauge them as a competitor if they could get their storytelling aspect down, because I think they take WWE. Like if you got them on a scale, the scales tip towards AEW when it comes to in-ring performance, gauging on people's reactions to it. They got to get somebody else in there that can help them on the storytelling aspect of it. Like Tony Khan might be just floating around, making it rain everywhere, lots of cash, wads of bills, and good for him. But he needs somebody, and he could be a fanboy of wrestling too. There's nothing wrong with that. But he needs somebody in there who's not just a fanboy, who doesn't want to be friends with the wrestlers. He needs somebody in there that can separate themselves from the friendships they have in the back with the boys. And they need to be able to write storylines and think ahead and have a vision. Like that's what AEW is lacking. They're lacking a vision when it comes to their stories.
I hate to say this, and
This guy
it
gets
really
it.
it really pains me, but like I think that while hilariously over the top, I think that Corny's got kind of a little bit of a point about AEW. I hate the words outlaw mud show, and I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. But like his contention is that AEW is just a super indie show with a television contract. And I've been to a lot of indie shows, man. And I've watched a lot of indie shows. And that's exactly what it is. It's amazing spots that you walk away from the night going, "Oh man, I can't believe that happened. That happened. What you know?" And it's fan service. But like sometimes I don't know. Like it's weird. It it almost feels like sometimes Tony doesn't know how to make you wait.
Yep.
You know, it's fan service to the point that like, oh, that's what you want this week? Here you go. Perfect example, Tony Storm. And I love Timeless Tony Storm. And I think that she's doing a hell of a job.
Proud
But
we
like
are of her.
she immediately got that title. As soon as Tony whiffed that the timeless gimmick was super
Happening.
successful, yeah. He was like, "Yep, let's ride this wave." And I mean, good for him. That's awesome. Absolutely. But also, I think that you didn't have to like make the change in 2.5 seconds. I think that you could have built up a little bit and built up a little bit of excitement for it. Um, the other big thing that I think that AEW, and I think that we're kind of over this now, is like the debuts. You know, like oh, you know, because it felt like every time someone else came out, they upstaged the last one. And like guys that we thought were big deals, like Matt Hardy, like Keith Lee, ended up not being big deals. So like I feel like now honestly I I feel like their closet's stacked. And you never want to stop growing. But like honestly, like you have I think the best women's wrestlers in the world. You have the best men's wrestlers in the world. You have the best heavyweights, the best cruiserweights, the best tag teams. You don't need to like collect anymore. It's time for you to show out. And I hope that we'll look back someday at the period between, 2021 and 2024 as a really awkward fucking like growth spurt for AEW. The teenage years, if you will. Like you got this fucking these long fucking gangly arms. Your voice is changing. You sound like a mook. You don't know what you're doing with your fucking ass all the time. Like, I'm hoping that we look back at this and it is just going to be a growing spurt for them. and that we haven't seen their final form. I hope. I think, and again, I don't want to like put this out in the universe to prove me wrong, but I think that Dynasty is going to be going to go a long way for that. I think that it's going to be a good turning point, and I think that Revolution was excellent. I think that they can continue with that momentum and make All In this year really fucking epic. I think that Dynasty we'll look back and go, okay, the Revolution Dynasty, like those few months there, that was a huge deal for AW.
Dynasty.
Dynasty.
No, that's a very good point, Beef. That's a very good point. Like they're at a crossroads right now. Pardon the pun.
Whoa.
It's very true. Like, joking aside, it is very, very true. They are like they need to like play not take risks, but like they need to play close to the chest. Like they need to lean into their strengths. It's what Paul Heyman used to say about ECW. Accentuate the strengths, hide the weaknesses. That's really what it's all about.
I'll tell you what, if they could get a guy like fucking Paul, and he would never go, but like if they could get a guy like Paul Heyman over there, I think that'd be,
that'd be unreal.
A huge fucking deal.
Done.
That'd be unfucking real.
And there aren't Paul Heymans growing on the tree. There aren't fucking Paul Levesques growing on the trees out there. Like, you can't just find amazing bookers.
Well, I mean, the Triple H bushes are in bloom.
It's true, but I mean, I gotta believe that there's people out there who can do this thing. And if and again, here's a great example. Triple H didn't make WrestleMania by himself. They had that photo shoot of all the producers afterward, like guys like Jason Jordan, guys like Abyss, like guys that we knew were great wrestlers, but are also really gifted in what they're doing as far as producers go. I think that there are minds like that Tony needs to kind of catch on to and take hold of and not let go.
Sure.
But all that said, we do have a pay-per-view we'd like to pick, that we do need to pick. Would you guys like to move on to that now?
Yeah.
Segue into the picky portion of the pick. Picky.
Real talk. I had a gentleman that I called today at my job, and his last name was Knight, Knight.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I said, "Is this a good time for us to talk?" And there was a pregnant pause, and he goes, "Yeah." And it took everything in my world to not go, "Yeah," back.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because I'm a good worker, damn it. But yeah, I figured you guys would enjoy that. All right.
That's funny. I had a person that I talked to today. Their last name was Teehee. It was spelled just like it. Teehee. Teehee.
Wow.
Teehee.
Man,
and I took every advantage of it. I said, "May I speak with Mrs. Teehee?" I wasn't calling her by her first name. I'm like, nope, I'm taking advantage of this. I need to say this name. I need to say it multiple times on this call. It's going to make me feel good. I'm going to say it.
I think professional Ransom is my favorite. All right, here's your card for AEW Dynasty, whatever you want to call it.
Dynasty.
Dynasty. Sorry, I missed Dynasty. My bad. On the pre-show, we'll have the Acclaimed, which is some different. The Acclaimed, which is Bones and Caster and Billy Gunn, versus the Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and the other Guns, Austin and Colton.
On the pre-show?
Winner take all for the 6-man titles of both companies. Acclaimed are currently the AEW Trios champions. Bullet Club is currently the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team belts.
Did
Tag
we
team champions.
Fuck.
did we have a reason why they were doing this? Like any speculation? Because like why are they? I don't know.
Honestly, like this is one of the better built stories of the night. If you want to be real, like they had like their little thing where they were together, where they were the Bang Bang Gang, and it was always party
But-
town, and everybody was having fun. And then, of course, the Bullet Club turned on the Acclaimed, and there was no more scissoring. There was just anger. So I mean, this is actually one of the more well-built matches. But
It's a good thing it's on the pre-show.
that was gonna be what I said. Was gonna mention is that the fact that it's so well built, but also in the pre-show, I think is kind of, indicative of what we're talking about.
Womp womp.
So, but that's a winner take all. The winner walks away with both sets of titles. Would not shock me if they combine them. Or just did away with the Ring of Honor tag team or 6-man tag team titles. Ring of Honor has enough belts as it is. I don't think that they need to keep these 6-man belts anymore. Although I am a fan of trios wrestling. Adam Copeland, who is your TNT champion, and Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe face off against the House of Black in just your standard issue trios match. Hook defends the FTW belt against Chris Jericho in an FTW rules match. Roderick Strong defends the AEW International Championship against Kyle O'Reilly. Julia Hart defends the TBS Championship in a House Rules match against Willow Nightingale. Kazuchika Okada defends the Continental Championship against Pac. The Young Bucks clash with FTR in a ladder match for the vacant AEW World Tag Team Championship. Timeless Toni Storm defends the AEW Women's title against Thunder Rosa. Will Ospreay faces off against Bryan Danielson. And Samoa Joe defends the AEW title against Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana, of course. There are 10 matches, 10 points up for grabs. Champ, it's your prerogative. Who starts tonight?
Since I haven't heard from him over the last couple of weeks in a while, let's start with Poot.
By the way, did we ever do the standings? Did I go through the standings last week? I feel like I did, right?
Yeah.
From
You did.
4 to 1? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you did.
I just wanted to make sure. Also, I want to take this time to just tell you that belt is fucking beautiful, Tom. I love it.
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
it looks real fucking good.
Big fan.
I wanted
alright.
to. I didn't want it to make it look like a like I didn't want it to look too traditional and do like the black strap with the gold. So I decided to flip it and really go, lean into the black and yellow. So.
Oh, it looks really good, and also it translated well onto the plates.
Yeah. Well, so I was not too worried about using black plates because I had seen other belts that they had done with black plates like that and saw how it turned out, and I saw actually another yellow and black belt with something else. I believe it was for Star Wars or something, and I was like, okay, that looks good. I was like, it'll translate. So
it absolutely does. It looks gorgeous, and I'm happy it's got our name on it.
yes.
But Poot, you, sir, have been called out.
Well,
So this is not me. This is not me planning anything. Obviously, I didn't corroborate with Tom. There's no miracle plan here.
The fact that you're defending that is just making me wary of you. I trust Tom, but I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. And
he doesn't trust.
I haven't.
He doesn't trust you.
I haven't been lifting.
He doesn't trust you as far as I can throw that fucking belt across the yard, Dave. Yeet.
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 So Poot, we're gonna start with the world title match. Haha, you are screwed. I'm kidding. We're not gonna start with the world title match.
Do it.
Start with it. Fuck 'em.
No. We're gonna start with the Poot's like, yeah, there it is. We're gonna start with the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus the Bullet Club Gold. Who you got? How many points?
I'm gonna throw my 4-pointer. I'm gonna throw it on Bullet Club Gold. I'm gonna throw it on Bullet Club Gold. I'm a huge fan of the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. Matter of fact, myself and one of our commercial lenders at my job and one of the other fellows who's in also in lending. Whenever we see each other and we have to talk in a professional setting, I walk up and instead of handshaking them, I scissor them and then handshake them real quick. And it cracks their shit up every single time, and they have to stand there and go, like, try not to laugh. We're all big wrestling fans, and it's the thing. So, like, I love them, but I feel like, and this is kind of being able to get back into staying more abreast of the weeklies now that my schedule has cleared up a bit. Finally, you know, I feel like this would be a fun way to kind of kick things off, even though it's on the pre-show. I feel like it would add more legitimacy to Bullet Club Gold. And again, the statements I make, you might be going, what the fuck are you talking about, Poot? Remember, I'm getting back into it. I'm getting back into really sinking my Barty teeth and fingers into the wrestling zeitgeist, okay?
Barty
so
teeth and fingers.
Barty teeth and fingers. I'm gonna go 4 points Bullet Club Gold. I just feel like it would lend a little more credence to Jay White and the Guns.
Fucking Ransom. Ransom, who you got here?
BCG. 3 points.
Calm.
Man, this one, I don't know. This one could really go either way, I think. My thought of this is like I wasn't sure why they were, finally combining them and stuff like that. Is it just because of the roster cuts and now we don't have enough people to make like a bunch of different trios teams for for the fucking for ROH now, or like what's going on? But I don't know. I'm gonna put 1 point on the Acclaimed.
I feel like I may have said this before, and I don't know, but like, I like the Acclaimed. They're fun. I understand why people like them. I think that they're very like topical. I think what you see is what you get, and I don't think that they're like super deep.
Deep.
I think that they're a very good analog to Orange Cassidy. Again, like there's not a ton there, but what's there is fun. Billy Gunn's in the best shape of his life, but I don't think that he needs to be doing what he's doing for too much longer. He's a guy that might be able to transition into the back and be a producer. That all being said, Bullet Club, all day, baby. I feel like Bullet Club Gold has not gotten out of the blocks. And I feel like every time they take a step forward, it takes a step back. Like you give the Guns the titles and then they lose them pretty quick. You let Switchblade win one of the blocks of the Continental Classic, which he then goes on to lose. I feel like there's just been no consistency here, and this is what they need. So yeah,
a lot of stop start kind of stuff.
It is absolutely. So I think that they need to get some momentum, and I think that they need to get those belts to them in order to kind of revive. I don't want to say a dying trios division, but like a trios division that could definitely use like an influx of excitement. So sure. I'm taking BCG. I'm taking Bullet Club Gold 3 points.
See, I want Bullet Club Gold to win. I do. But I was trying to pick with my head and not my heart, and I was like, they want to start off the pre-show on a good note, and they're going to make everybody happy, and everybody's going to be scissoring, so it's probably going to be the Acclaim. But I'm not too sure. So I was really torn on that one.
Well, and again, like Tony Khan books for the marks. Uh-huh. Nope, he booked for the Smarks, and he knows the Smarks love Jay White. So, you know what they say. The other The other trios match.
Fucking Ransom.
Busted. Full on reboot. Well,
Well,
No one to say.
Well,
the other
Something
six-man
different. match
on that is
Something
going to be the Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, which is a banger the three-man team taking on the House of Black, of course being Malachi, Brody, and Buddy. And Ransom, you get to go first in this one.
Copy 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom?
I'll go Team Copeland for 2 points.
Yeah. Faces. Eddie took one on the chin, losing to Okada. And I think I've said this a million times. You don't bring Adam Copeland in to lose. And it's Mark Briscoe's the Ring of Honor World Champion. I do feel bad for the House of Black. I feel like they killed it as 6-man champions. Since then, the titles have kind of faltered and blustered a little bit, and now we're kind of
like a whole lot
wishing that they were still.
A whole lot of start-stop with them too.
Yeah, but I think that there's more to that than meets the eye. I get the feeling that Malachi and Buddy may not be super invested in the world of All Elite Wrestling.
No.
Papa H is in charge again.
Yep.
Look who's coming home.
Yep. And, we know that they're both romantically involved with 2 of the women there in WWE. So I just feel like, something, again, things are not great because they last. So let's enjoy the House of Black while we can. And who knows, maybe Triple H can do something even better. But that being said, unfortunately, that means that for the time being, they are pin cushions. So yes, I am going with. See, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping the pin cushion for jobbers. I'm sticking with the faces for $5. For $5. $5.
Give me $5.
Long.
$3.50. Give me Adam Copeland for
That ain't no
$3.50.
goddamn that ain't a goddamn Adam Copeland. It's a Loch Ness monster.
That ain't no goddamn Adam Copeland. That's an edge.
5 points on the face. We're so far away from.
Oh, I'm
actually,
so sorry. Oh, that got me. I didn't know Adam Copeland had an edge.
we're right on point. We're right on point with where we normally are in the picks episode. So here we go.
Oh, damn you, Poot! You almost killed me. Some bitch.
So you got there, Pootski. Tee.
Oh, for me, I'm absolutely gonna go with you. I think it's gonna be Team Face. It's gonna be Copeland, Kingston, Briscoe. But I'm gonna be a little. You know what? I'm gonna match with you on that one. I'm gonna use my $5 on that one too. I think this will be the thing that will bring it back around and get people to pop is the Copeland, Kingston, Briscoe match. If this is card order. Even if it's not, I feel like it'll be used to get people back on board, get them cheering, get them going. Because who doesn't love Copeland Edge, insanity? And also Briscoe's just a feel good, man. Briscoe's a feel good.
He's fun to watch wrestle. If we're being honest, and again, I think everybody loves Eddie Kingston. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like these 3 are just a great team. I worry that we're gonna see some sort of Christian fuckery. I really do.
That creepy little bastard.
A creepy little bastard. So speaking of the Ayatollah here, we got him taking on Hook in an FTW.
What about Tom?
Match. Tom picked, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Keep up, Poot.
I'm sorry. I'm lagging behind.
Fucking Clearfield internet.
Battery low.
Love you.
Careful.
I don't want
Beef.
to. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Beef was having tons of internet problems when I was down there. I
I
don't
think it's
fucking hear it.
because listen, I think it's more because TVs aren't meant to stream directly, but either way,
TV's things.
Well,
take on
The sun was in its eyes, right, Beef?
Poot.
signal blocked by local foliage.
Okay. Got fucking
Seasonal
wrangling
foliage.
cats here.
Seasonal foliage.
Poot, please.
Mick Foliage.
Mixed
Okay.
foliage.
Damn it! I was laughing too much to even say
Burn
it.
out, burn out now.
All right, go on, Beef. I'm sorry.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
This is
So,
Foley's baby Bush.
Chris Jericho takes on Hook for the FTW title. Tom.
Yes. Hook. 7 points. I don't see. I don't see any reason why fucking Chris Jericho needs an FTW title. Let's be real. Come on. And then the only reason I did put more points on is because I'm using that for other matches. So 7 points on Hook.
I got a weird feeling about this one.
Stop it.
Uh-huh.
Stop it. Pete.
Uh-huh. Chris Jericho's held pretty much every other title, hasn't he? Except for the FTW. Uh-oh.
And Chris Jericho probably thinks of himself as an ECW original,
Yeah.
which is where that belt was crafted. I love Chris Jericho, I do, but I also know that he's a politic master. And he could be in Tony's ear being like, "No, man, this could be great." Remember Jericho with the fucking Ring of Honor title?
Whoops. The Ocho.
Yeah, the Ocho. He beat Claudio for that, right? Or did Claudio beat him?
I think Claudio beat him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember. Either way, it was a run that I was like, this is super dumb.
Who the hell did Chris
and yet
Jericho
here we
beat
are.
for the Ring of Honor title then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm sure it was somebody who didn't fucking need to be beaten. And that's my point. Sometimes I think Chris overvalues himself.
Sometimes.
There's there's no denying how big of a fucking deal he was. Like in WCW's waning days, he was a bright spot. He probably has the best debut of all time. His ability to reinvent himself constantly is amazing. And really kind of keep up with the times. He's the first ever undisputed champion. Beat The Rock and Steve Austin the same night. All these platitudes for him. But at the end of the day, Chris, you're at a point in your career where it's time to give and not take. And I feel like he feels like that he needs 50% or 50-50 booking. That he's gonna put somebody over at the end of the feud, but he's got to make sure he gets his shot in too.
Oh,
And
by
I
the
don't
way,
think that's the case. Yes.
it was a little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Chris Jericho beat Claudio Castagnoli, but then Claudio Castagnoli beat him, and then Eddie beat Claudio.
Which is dumb. I hate the lose-win lose. I don't like it. I don't like it. 50-50 booking. Hate it. Which just fucking puts out my point that Jericho feels like he needs to get his. All that said, Jesus, fucking Motor City Machine Guns in my house.
Pop.
I feel like they can't take the title off of Hook. I feel like Hook is on a good run right now, and a loss to Chris Jericho would snuff out some of that fire.
Can't
I
they?
got
Fucking snuff it.
Can't they though?
I got Hook winning. I got 4 points on it, only because I can't put anything less on there. But yeah, I got a weird feeling about that one. Poot?
Oh man. I'm only going to put 2 points on Hook. I want to believe that they're going to do the right thing here. But with Jericho being the one involved, I'm not that confident. So I'm going to put my 2-pointer on Hook.
Ransom?
They're going to make Chris Jericho, before he hangs up his boots, the most decorated wrestling champion, or at least they're going to die trying. I agree with Beef that Hook shouldn't lose. He's on a tear. He should keep it. But it just, I'm not solely convinced that they're going to do the right thing. I have a sneaky suspicion that, like, even if Jericho's like, give it to me here, and then I'll drop it on Dynamite. Like, I just let me have it on my resume. You know? Like, let me beat Hook here by the skin of my teeth, and then, like, have Hook come out on Dynamite, do a rematch, and just have him decimate me, and he can take it back. I'm not saying it's outside the realm of possibility. I don't think it's the right decision, but I just have a sneaking suspicion, like, Jericho gets these titles. Why at this point? I don't know. Maybe just for the sake of saying that he's had these titles. And I would have liked to have think that that's not something that matters to Chris Jericho. Maybe it doesn't. But I don't know. Like, I can't say if I was in his shoes that I wouldn't be like, you know what? Look at all these titles I got. Look at all these accolades I got. A couple more wouldn't hurt, right? A couple more? Like, that wouldn't hurt.
I like how
right?
you're doing the inner monologue. It's like, why not? Why shouldn't I take it?
Why shouldn't I take it? Why shouldn't I keep it? Bilbo Baggins, Chris Jericho for 1 point, because I'm not solely convinced.
The other thing nagging at me is that, like, Dynasty is
Dynasty.
Dynasty.
Solid B pay-per-view, I think, in AEW's eyes. And they have a big pay-per-view coming up around the corner in Double or Nothing. Yeah, I mean,
for as much
like,
as you've built this up, you think they feel like it's a B pay-per-view?
I do, because Revolution, Double or Nothing, Full Gear, All Out / All In are their big five. Everything else,
Well, yeah.
What?
Okay.
What happened to Poot?
It's fine.
What are you talking about? Everything's fine.
I didn't hear anything.
But
Whereas, like,
Still
things like Wrestle Dream,
Wet Dream.
What was the one at the end?
Wetzel Dream?
What was the one at the end of December where Joe won?
December to Dismember.
Nope.
Winter is coming.
Nope. It was like
Christmas of Champions.
Oh,
the
Worlds
end of
Collide.
World's End.
World's End.
Christmas of Champions. Change approved.
The cock. The cock.
Change approved.
AEW Christmas of Champions. But like Wrestle Dream, World's End, Dynasty now, like Forbidden Door. These are all going to be like their second tier pay-per-views. So like,
I think Forbidden Door is going to be held up. Forbidden Door is going to be held up pretty high.
I mean,
like a convenience store.
But who do they have? Like a convenience store? Who do they have to bring to the Forbidden Door anymore? Everyone that we were excited to see come through the Forbidden Door is an AEW product now.
True.
Like, there's other like some Stardom matchups which might be niche and kind of fun. Like,
they're
fucking Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins versus what's his nuts? Dean Ambrose or whatever his name is.
Okay, yes, but
come on down.
They're never gonna do an event with WWE. I will.
Fuck off.
I know you never say never in the wrestling business, but I know that Triple H doesn't see the value in working with AEW, and Tony Khan was like, "Well, if the situation's right, I'd work with WWE." You dumb fuck! The situation's always right. When you're working with the worldwide leader in sports and entertainment, the situation's always right. You dumb fucking mark. So
You
like,
dumb
but
fucking Mark, he says.
Cody comes back, wins the TNT title, confirmed. 12 points.
But that all that being said, like that's why I got this feeling about Jericho maybe winning here and then putting him back, because Double or Nothing's end of May, so like that's a little over a month away. Maybe putting it back over on old Hooker. I don't know, man.
Hooker or
I
Crooker.
I hope Hooks wins, not just because I put 4 points on it, but I got a feeling. Ooh. Roddy Strong defends the, I have to look up the name of the title, international title against Kyle O'Reilly.
It's on you, Beef.
And oh, it is on me. Hooray. Man, this is a rough one because like again, like you have the re-debuting Kyle O'Reilly who you want to look strong, and no pun intended, and Roddy Strong who obviously has kind of earned this here. He just won the belt like what, a month ago.
Yeah, at Revolution.
Fuck him.
So I
Well,
think that Roddy Strong probably holds the title here. I'm putting 6 points on it, so there's like a lot of superlatives for me to say probably. But like I feel like that's the smart thing to do, right? And again, maybe you have O'Reilly go over in May, but yeah, right now I think you stick with
Stick it.
Roddy. Poot, who you got?
Alexa, please.
Yeah. Hockey puck, calm down. You're saying stick with Roddy Strong here, huh?
I am.
Oh. See. Oh man. See, this is what I vacillated between. I'm like, you have Kyle O'Reilly re-debut. Tony Khan loves pulling the trigger. We talked about that. It's like, ooh, new fun toy. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of thing. How long's Roddy had that belt? 4 months?
No, Revolution. Not that long.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Revolution. Oh, okay.
Month and a half now.
Boy, I need to start using my big boys here, or else something's gonna go south real fast.
Your WCWs.
I'm gonna agree with Beef on this one. I'm gonna say Roddy Strong, but I'm gonna do 8 points on this one. And the reason why is giving the belt to Roddy Strong. I feel like Kyle O'Reilly historically for Kyle O'Reilly, the money's in the chase. The program between Roddy and Kyle chasing the belt off of Roddy is going to be more money than him winning it now. So 8 points. And that's why Poot hasn't held the belt in like 4 fucking years.
I don't think that's an accurate stat. Ransom, who you got?
10,000 years.
No, not accurate.
I'm eating cookies.
I like cookies.
No.
Who
Have a
told you
carrot.
could eat my cookie? I don't like carrots.
The doctor told me I could eat your cookie.
The doctor knows nothing of my life.
Calmer than you are. So, Roderick Strong is still aligned with Adam Cole, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I had to think about that for a minute.
Adam!
King Jim Truff Duffel. Golly heavens, I don't know. I can see them going out of the way on this. I like what Poot said about, re-debut, and there's Tony Khan, just got cocaine all over his dick and he's ready to go.
I got cocaine on my dick.
Snort this cocaine off my dick, bitch.
Something different.
Well,
That's
no,
Vince.
now you're going
That's a
full Vince McMahon,
That's
all
a
right?
Vince move.
Okay, well, we're not going to talk about him.
Bug.
Let's. Did I do the Bull 2 points yet?
Nope.
Curse. The bus of the undead. I want to say 2 points on Kyle O'Reilly because I'm feeling tingly in my nether bits.
It's a weird thing to say. Tom?
Gonorrhea, Kyle.
Well then, I'm with Beef on this one. 6 points, Roderick Strong. I don't see any reason to take it off at him this soon, and I agree with Poot that the money's in the chase for Kyle O'Reilly. And yeah, that's it.
Remind me, did Kyle O'Reilly beat Adam Cole for the the NXT title? Was Kyle O'Reilly champ in NXT for a while?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Was he?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah, it was like right near the end of his run.
Well, who beat him?
Whenever he was doing the axe and smash thing.
That explains everything.
I don't think it was for a title.
I think he got over. Yeah, I think he got over Adam Cole, but I don't think he won. Which kind of proves my point that he's not super exciting. I don't know, man. Like I like Kyle O'Reilly, all right, but man, he's just. I think he's a second-tier player. I think Roddy Strong's better than Kyle O'Reilly. I think the Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh my god!
I think that Kyle O'Reilly's better as part of a tag team.
How many sleeves of cookies did you just have in your mouth?
Not enough. I can still breathe.
Fair.
Julia Hart defends against Willow Nightingale, the TBS title, in a house rules match, which I believe that just means that Julia gets to pick the stip night of.
Stip it.
Poot.
Bows.
Bow, bow, bow.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow.
Just so you know,
I'm.
Sorry.
Yes.
Kyle O'Reilly.
No, go, Tom.
Kyle O'Reilly was never NXT champion.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I looked it up myself. Yep.
I'm gonna go 3 points on Willow Nightingale. This is my blind one. This is my blind one. This is the one where I'm like, I'm just kind of like going, oh, okay. I'm just gonna take a risk. 3 points, and I'm like, that's enough of a risk that I'm like, okay, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna say Willow Nightingale. Julia Hart's fantastic, but like just from trying to catch up on Dinamites, it seems like Willow Nightingale going in there, this is the one I'm using the logic on of if you're being stood over, you have a better chance of winning on the pay-per-view. Like I wish I had something more salient and something more intelligent, but that's what I'm going with. That's where I'm at.
Cookie Monster. CM Ransom.
What's the oh no, I tore my pick a muscle. What's my lowest points that I have?
5.
Whoa, how about 5 points?
You're kind of in a corner. When you came in hot with 2 on Kyle O'Reilly, I'm like, oh man, that's 3, 4, and 1. Oh boy,
I'm not worried about it. Oh boy. I'm banking on House of Black getting screwed over earlier in the night. So I'm going to put my $5 on Julia Hart here in hopes that it's not just a complete massacre at this pay-per-view for House of Black.
Tom?
I echo that sentiment. 5 points on Julia Hart.
Living in the house always wins. I'm picking Julia Hart for 2 points here. I am very uncertain on this because it's very clear that in 1 month's time, the CEO, Mercedes Moné, is going to be the TBS champion. That is
She'll
like
be injured
written
shortly after.
in fucking stone. And here is the dilemma. The person to put her on the shelf was Willow. So, like, would they do a shotgun title to give it to Willow, only to give it to Mercedes to feed her? Absolutely. Absolutely they would, because she has an ego that rivals only CM Punk and the Young Bucks. So, like, this is absolutely something that she would do. But that being said, I feel like if they go that route, that she's not going to be the overwhelming face, which I think they want to establish her as. And you know, for good reason. I think that she can be the face of AEW, the face of the AEW women's division. I think that the crowd's into her. I think the crowd's into her. I think that she's an incredible wrestler.
Who,
Has
Willow
awesome
or
charisma.
Mercedes?
Mercedes.
Oh, I had to ask. Sorry.
No, and I mean, I think that the same platitudes can be given to Willow, but
She
to
could be
a
the face
lesser
of the injured
extent.
reserve list.
Okay.
Her and CM
Well-
Punk could be, men and women's injured reserve champion.
My point remains that I think that it's
Fuck 'em.
smart of them to kind of focus on her, at least for now.
While they can, while she's still healthy.
Julia Hart, 2 points. Kazuchika Okada takes on Pac.
Oh,
He defends the international title against him. Nope, that was Roddy Strong's belt.
What is it?
Okada has the Continental Classic Championship.
Pick a fucking belt.
Don't tell me, man.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
Eight belts to the line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 8. Actually 9. With both sets of tag team title, with both sets of the trios. There are 9 belts on the line.
Jesus!
That's a bit much. That's a bit much.
A little bit.
Everyone's a champion.
Hey.
Which, you know, with WWE, if you factor in NXT, they're up around the 9 as well. So, like, I get it. Anyway, yeah. Okada, Pac. This Ransom's to start. I think this is Ransom's to start. Ransom.
Okada. CIX points.
Tom.
Okada, 9 points.
I am going Okada as well for 8 points. Poot.
Okada, 10 points.
Damn. 10.
I love
Everybody
Pac.
likes Okada.
I'm a big fan of the bastard, but like, you don't take the belt off Okada. That would not make sense.
Agreed. I think that it's dumb that they gave him this like nothing title 2 weeks after he debuted. I just it's stupid.
What do you do? What do you do with the nothing title? Give it to someone who can elevate it.
True.
That's a fair point. All right.
Quick question on that.
Yes.
This is the Continental, right? The Continental title.
Yeah.
So that encompasses the Continental Classic and the whatchamacallit, the New Japan Strong or something like that or whatever. No.
Nope. Nope. They
So-
are individual titles.
so
Eddie
they-
was just the modern Triple Crown champion. So
Oh.
as far as I know, Eddie is still New Japan Strong. Eddie lost the Ring of Honor title to Briscoe,
Right.
and Eddie lost the Continental Classic belt to Okada.
But he's just falling off the
Fucking
wheels.
Eddie, man. Dumb bastard.
Well, they gave Eddie his spotlight, which is what everybody was clamoring for. But then uh,
Hmm.
I get it. Not everybody can be Roman Reigns, and I'm glad for that. I think that long title reigns have their place. I just don't think that they need to be done all that often.
Done that.
So moving right along. The Young Bucks, FTR,
Fucking.
tag team tournament final ladder match. And I think that we all, knew where this was headed when those fucking brackets came out. If you didn't think, oh, FTR and Young Bucks, then you're dumb. You're dumber than a dummy.
Dumber
Yeah,
than a dummy.
Yeah.
I resent that remark.
I'm not a dummy. So it's not my pick, is it? It's Tom's pick.
I was gonna let you go, but no,
I knew you were.
I mean, hey,
that sweet Tommy boy.
I'll let beef go on the beef show, right? I mean,
That's right.
it's your own
Yeah.
doom. Welcome to your doom.
Welcome to your penis, dude.
Something different. Something different.
I'll take it. 10 points.
Gross.
Penis doom, 10 points.
Penis tube.
All right. I got 3 points on the Young Bucks. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a reason why you don't take the opportunity to put the titles on them. Okada's got the title, and all three of them are rolling in gold. Why not? I know FTR is the fucking feel good thing, and this one really could go either way. But any other time when I bet on the Young Bucks or when I bet against the Young Bucks, they fuck me. So I don't know. I have some
Fucking Young Bucks, man.
They fucked me.
They fucked me. So that's why I'm putting 3 points on it, and see what happens there.
I think the specter of Cash's fucking armed assault or whatever. I think
Oops.
that still looms pretty large. I think we still don't know what the true repercussions of that are going to be. Now,
Toilet wine.
it's good that it happened in Florida because I'm sure that Tony knows the right people down there and that he can pretty much make things go away.
All the 8 balls.
But that all that being said, I think until we know for sure, I feel like doing the titles, giving the titles to FTR, it would be almost silly. But I remember saying the same thing at All In, saying that, and that was right after it happened too, where I was like, man, there's no way that I think that that FTR wins. I'm picking Young Bucks. I'm picking Young Bucks for 9 points.
Damn, Daniel.
Wow.
Yeah, because right now it is FTR 2, Young Bucks 1. Again, I said it earlier, they have damn near an unmatched ego in the business. So I don't see them really. Yeah, I don't see them taking another loss to FTR. I think this evens it out. and I think we get another rubber match down the line. You know what? Like, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with this kind of being like the tag team, um, feud of the fucking decade. Like, I'm fine with this being fucking Four Horsemen Sting. Like, that's fine. Like, let's go, because I think that both these teams are incredible. So all of that being said, yeah, Young Bucks 9 points. Don't let me down, EVPs. Poot.
Easy.
FTR 1 point.
God.
This is what I would save my 1 pointer on. You know what? Every time I've bet on the Bucks, they've lost. Every time I bet against the Bucks, they've won. So fuck it. I can't get it right. I'm just gonna lean into it. FTR 1 point. It's 1 point. Fuck it. Let's go.
If I can't get it right, at least I'll only get 1 point wrong.
Not a bad choice, honestly.
Ransom.
Ball of ransom. I'm going to use my 9 points on this one too.
God.
I think for all the reasons that Beef mentioned, the upcoming, waving your gun around at somebody's face. Huh?
Coleman, you are.
Market zero. Cops are coming. Put away the peace. Peace away, man. The cops are coming.
Put the gun away, man. The cops are coming. You think I'm fucking around here, Market Zero?
No one give a shit about the rules. I want to say, I'm just gonna fucking quit the whole movie. I'm fine. I'll go watch it right now. I don't need this.
Farm it.
Yeah, fuck.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go watch Lebowski.
Fuck it, dude. Let's go watch Lebowski. I think also they may try to capitalize on this whole let's air this fucking footage. I don't know. There's a lot of different thoughts that go through my head about this. They all lean towards Young Bucks winning, so they probably won't. But I don't know if Tony is petty. Is that the right word? Petty? I don't know if he's petty enough.
Petty, yeah.
To punish. I don't know if punish is it. I don't know. I don't know if Tony is petty enough to go oh, I clearly know who CM Punk is referring to when he says, I still have friends there, and I'm not going to name names in that interview. Everybody knows he's talking about fucking FTR. FTR and Punk are friends. That's no secret. Tony knows that. That's no secret. But I almost wonder, if Tony, watched an interview and went oh, this fucking guy, and he's so cheesed off and butthurt about it. He can't hurt Punk. And, he tried with that footage and that backfired. So I don't know if he's petty enough to try to punish FTR because they're friends with him. I don't know. I don't know if that's a Tony move. That seems like a Vince move, but I don't know if that's a Tony move. Regardless, though, Bucks 9 points.
We move on to the women's title match now.
Wee woo.
Wee woo. Timeless Tony Storm with Mariah May and Luther in her corner defend against Thunder Rosa.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah May.
Oh.
Mariah Carey is currently in storage in the vault. She's being frozen.
Nope, not bad.
To be thought out in November.
Fucking October at this goddamn rate,
baby.
Yeah, right. Is it my pick? I feel like it's my pick.
It is your pick, sir.
Pickety diggity doo.
I don't see Tony Storm losing this belt until Jamie Hayter comes back.
Hayter.
Could we see Jamie Hayter at Dynasty? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that Jamie Hayter is going to be the one to topple Timeless Tony. So all that being said, I have to go with Tony. Not that I wouldn't enjoy a Thunder Rosa run here, but yeah. Give me Tony 7 points. Poot.
I think Tony Storm is going to hang on to this belt, and I think because Thunder Rosa is just so fucking combative with people, I'm going 7 points on Timeless Tony Storm. And make sure whoever's picking next, you watch out for the shoe.
You heard him, Ransom. Watch out for the shoe.
I'm not gonna.
The shoe got him.
Watch out for the dollhouse. I'm not gonna, he says.
Well, then, tits out. Make your pick.
Yep.
Straw. 8 points.
Oh, I see.
Good talk.
Tony Storm, 8 points.
Put that cookie down, Tom. Who you got?
I'm gonna go get more.
Damn it. Damn it, Beef. And this is one I should have probably put less points on because I honestly could. Are you done?
Well done what? Fuck you, I'm eating cookies.
Fucking find the mute button, Jesus Christ!
The rattling of the wrappers, the fucking shuffling of the cookies. I was there for that whole ride. I was on board.
Yeah, baby.
I just want to noted who's the person that does not interrupt your intros and hasn't for the longest time, Ransom. Anyways.
I mean, you've interrupted me enough.
Well, you know what they say.
Everybody has.
Pick.
Everyone's on the list. Oh, this cookie's broken. Fucking hell.
Welcome to the Cookie Podcast.
Fucking Pittsburgh Cookie Table Podcast. Something different.
Delicious. Delicious.
It's turned into a fucking wedding planning podcast. Cookie Table. So this one, if I could have put lower points on it, I maybe would have, but I didn't. I could see them going either way with this. I could see them giving it to Thunder Rosa and her having a short title reign until Jamie Hayter comes back. Just because this is the title that Thunder Rosa never lost. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense if the plan when she returns is for Jamie Hayter to get this title back like fairly quickly after she gets back. I feel like it makes more sense to take it off of Tony than hot potato it to Thunder and then Thunder to Jamie. So I'm gonna go with Tony Storm for 4 points.
And now we have Will Ospreay facing off against Bryan Danielson in one of the 2 matches that aren't for a title on this show.
Jeez.
Poots.
Yeah.
Who you got here, Ospreay or Danielson?
I've got 2 points left. I've got 6 and 9. Fucking nice. And you know what else is going to be nice? You know what else is going to be fucking nice?
This dumb fuck has been planning this the whole time for this fucking bit. This whole fucking time. For this fucking bit.
Nice.
You know what the best part? Beef. I appreciate that you think that I think that far ahead, Cowboy, because I didn't. I looked up at my little notepad and I went, oh, nice.
Notepad, you nerd.
Yeah, it's a digital notepad, so it's even nerdier.
Bill Gates.
I'm going 9 fuck you points on Will Ospreay. I think this is going to be a dumb fucking amazing match. I think, Morty, it's going to be the match of the card. Fight me. I think this is going to be the match of the card.
Who's getting
I think the real strong highlights are going to be Kazuchika Okada versus Pac, Will Ospreay versus Danielson, and I think Strong versus O'Reilly is going to be really good. Nothing against Joe and Strickland. They're going to fucking knock it out of the park. But I'm going 9 points on Will Ospreay. I just think that like you don't this early in Ospreay's run, you have it be a fucking close match. You have it be bloody and violent and hard hitting to the point where you're watching it and you're like going, oh God. Like you're like, you know, that's what you have it be. You have it be gruesome. But you have Ospreay just eke out that victory over the American Dragon to legitimize him, to get him heat, to have him just like just lend more to Will Ospreay's just ego and presence to audiences who may not know him. And I understand that AEW, more people in AEW know Will Ospreay than I would say in WWE, like fans who are lean more towards WWE. But I think that's what you do. I think you just keep establishing Will Ospreay. So I'm saying 9 points on Will Ospreay.
Ransom?
What's the max points?
10?
10. Will Ospreay. Fucking guy.
Fucking guy.
Indeed. I love Ransom's commentaries on some of these matches. They are delightful. Tom, who you got?
10 points, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, man. Elevate me to the sky. Whoa, we're elevated. Yeah, I like Will Ospreay a lot. You guys know this. This is not a surprise to anybody on the podcast. I'm a big Will Ospreay fan. So absolutely, I'm picking him 10 points. Wouldn't shock me if he is like. Here's the problem with AEW, and I love it. I really do. But they have so many people who are like in like the apex of their career that really need the title. Tough decisions are tough. Tough decisions are tough. But that said, Danielson absolutely does the pin cushion here to Ospreay. 10 points on old Willie.
Wilbur.
The goat. The Billy Goat. The Billy Goat versus the Billy Goat. Haha. All right, so main event time. Samoa Joe, the current AEW champion, defends the belt against Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana. I would love to see Prince Nana in this title match, so I think that'd be entertaining as fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh boy. I think this is Ransom. So Ransom, what you got on this one?
Whatever I got left point wise.
7.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Okay. What? What's the problem?
Okay, you.
Well,
Okay.
well. Oh dear. My gut tells me Joe. I know they've been hyping up Swervy Boy for a while. I don't know.
In case you didn't hear, he does swerve when he drives.
It's gonna get him. It's gonna get him. It's gonna put him in a. It's gonna get him. How about? Oh fuck it.
That's fucking.
How about Mordor's on fire?
Oh.
Yeah. This is the third set of sirens I've heard. There's a big plume of smoke. Ruh-roh.
Oh, something went wrong.
Oh, shit's going down. Put your thumb up. Can you see it? How about? I don't
Your
know.
thumb or my thumb, Ransom?
Both. Let's say Samoa Joe, because I don't know. I'm hoping that they save him losing the title for one of their big ones, one of their big shows. I know that's not necessarily a prerequisite or not necessarily a thing that needs to always happen. But I feel like Samoa Joe's reign should be longer. and I feel like he's got the clout to deserve to go out and pass the torch when he does on one of the big ones, like one of the big important pay-per-views, All Out. Give me one of those something suckers. Samoa Joe.
All right. And
Oh, my nose.
nope. That was Ransom picking, not Poot. Tom, who you got?
I got Swerve on this one. I feel like they've had him sniffing around the title hunt here the last couple of times, and I don't know. I just got a feeling they're gonna finally pull the trigger. And maybe there's a part of me that thinks too that they're gonna want to do this to try to give everybody the warm and fuzzies after some recent shenanigans and everything like that. So I don't know. I understand where Ransom's coming from, having Joe drop that on a bigger, essentially a bigger show or whatever. But I kind of feel like in the same way that maybe in Tony Khan's mind, he doesn't view this as like a second tier pay-per-view, like every pay-per-view is a top tier show, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like he has that mindset. But I don't know. I just feel like I feel like they've been, Swerve's been sniffing around long enough, and he's fucking white hot right now. So give me Swerve for 8 points, and let's see where it goes from here.
Give
I'm
me
sorry,
9
what?
points.
No, 8 points. I put my 9 points on Okada.
Oh, I thought you put your 8 points on Okada. Might be.
No, sir.
Okay. Easily fixed.
I will say a very rare mistake from Beef.
Sorry.
Very rare. Very rare.
Sweet.
I am shocked that you guys all have such big point totals on this match. Like, if this were a pick'em, if there was one match on this card that was a true pick'em, it's this match. For every reason that you guys mentioned. Joe feels like a top guy. He feels like a dominant champion, and should probably put somebody over on one of your big 5 shows. But Swerve is very hot to the point where I think that he forced Tony's hand to make some changes, and has found himself in the main event spot. And now is kind of like where rubber meets the road. Like, what do we do? Do we make Swerve the champion, make the fans happy, have our first black champion? Or do we continue the run of dominance from Joe, making his eventual loss even bigger? I definitely feel like, and this is true of WWE as well. Now that we've had these big, long fucking reigns, Reigns having the belt for fucking 4 years, Cody fucking Seth having the belt for a year, Maxwell having MJF having the belt for over a year. Like, I think that we're due for some of these, like, quick changes. So I would not shock me to see Swerve win here, only to lose before Wembley. As much as it pains me to say that, I think that could be their course of action. My 1-pointer is on this match because I don't know which way it's going to go. I feel like they're going to lean into Swerve. I feel like they're going to give Swerve his big moment. And, who knows? Maybe Joe gets the belt back only to lose it later. That's possible. It would be silly, but, silliness is kind of going around. But yeah, I'm taking Swerve with 1 point. Pootski, round us out.
Wow, I get to close it out. Fuck. Are we in the Twilight Zone? Christ alive. 6 points on Swerve Strickland. I feel like if we're going to make some moves to in AEW to kind of get away from the bad press, stuff like that. Like Joe, first of all, Joe can eat all the losses, whether he loses a belt or not. Joe can eat all the losses. He can. He's proved his point many times over across many different companies. I think Joe is aware enough that someone winning the top prize in a company off of him has weight to it. People love Strickland. We all do. I really think this could be a good way to have Swerve run with shit. I think this will be good. I think this will be fun. And I think it's worth a damn of 6 points. So I'm going to say 6 points. Swerve Strickland.
Right on.
I was going to goof around and say I'm going to put my 6 points on Prince Nana, but yeah, we ain't doing that. I really, really firmly believe it's going to be Swerve Strickland. Hold on 1 second. I got to knock at my door. That was perfectly timed.
Poot's going to jail.
1 moment.
Bye, Poot.
BRB.
Goodbye, Poot. Poot.
He's gonna get kidnapped.
Fuck him.
Poot.
Bye.
Poot. Poot said something that I never fucking considered, that Roddy Strong and Kyle O'Reilly is going to be a banger. I think it's going to be a fucking great match. With all of the awesome that is this pay-per-view, I think it's easy for that to get lost in the shuffle. So I think that's going to be real fun. So we should probably just continue tearing on and just have a big fuck you long episode this week, eh?
Big long one.
Yeah, we're already at an hour and a half. Why not?
So Lobster Head, Sheamus is back. Looking kind of out of shape. And I get it. Like, ha ha ha, beef, you're 350 plus pounds, making fun of a dude. Like, okay. But Sheamus is notorious for his really well maintained, sculpted figure. He works out like a fucking madman. Celtic Warrior workouts, man. So I was a little shocked that he looks a little tubby.
Hey man, every once in a while, someone's gonna have some cookies.
Agreed. I wonder how much of that is his neck issue, if you're, a guy that lifts, and he's a guy who lifts, and I mean, this is too bad that Poot's being arrested because he's a guy who lifts, so he knows. If you don't have that neck support, man, you don't have a base. So, part of me wonders if maybe that's the issue. The other half of it is did we bring him back too soon? Could he have put some more layers of polish before running him back? And that's kind of this is just a Sheamus trash thread here. This is indicative of another point. Mercedes Moné made her debut in AEW, I think after before Revolution. No, I'm sorry. It was the Dynamite right after. So mid-March. She's not going to wrestle until May. So again, I postulate, what's the point of bringing somebody back if they're not ready, if they're not in game shape, if they're not if they're not ready to go? How does that help your product?
You talking about Sheamus?
Sheamus, Mercedes, just in general. Bringing somebody back before they're really ready to come back. Jade is another great example how they flaunted her a little bit on TV after they got her, but then we're like, oh yeah, no, girl, we got to get you trained up. Like, does that serve your product well? How many times have we seen vignettes fucking like Veer is coming,
God.
like
Who?
fucking 87 months, like oh, what the hell was his name? It's fucking infamous, like, so like does this help anybody?
If you're not up to snuff, like Jade, maybe you need a little bit more time to work on WWEing yourself. If Mercedes is coming back off of an injury and she's not ready because the injury is not healed,
Sorry, boys. I'm back.
that's one thing. If Sheamus is healed from an injury, but he's just not leaned up from that injury, why not work on leaning up while you work?
Well,
To
and
lean
let me-
up
let me
while
just-
you work.
let me
Like, I
let me-
don't. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me make the distinction. It's not just about like his shape, but also his ring shape. Like, he looked blown the fuck up.
Yeah,
like,
man.
almost worse than Lesnar.
Well, it was a neck injury that had him out,
It was.
right?
It was.
Well,
and I touched on it a little bit. Like, as a guy who works out like a crazy man, like he does, and lifts. Like, if you don't have your neck, you can't really fucking lift. So, like, it's a little bit excusable, of course. But
I mean, it's your whole spine, like your neck and your back will. Like, you're not picking anything up heavy and putting it down heavy if your neck is or your back is borked.
Exactly, and you know that from personal fucking issues too. So,
Uh-huh.
like, the question I posed here, Poot, to catch you up, is that for guys like Sheamus coming back, where he's kind of doughy, not in ring shape, or like Mercedes Moné, who debuted in mid-March and won't actually wrestle till late May, or like, Jade Cargill, which I guess is a kind of a unique situation where she debuted and they're like, oh yeah, no, we got to get you, like, get you up to snuff here. Like, does it serve anybody well bringing people back from injury early to put on TV just to say, oh, they're here?
You know, oh boy, that's a tough question. I would probably say, in Sheamus's case, no. I think you want Sheamus's return to be something special. Especially, he re-debuted Lobsterhead.
Yeah, man.
And that popped me really hard. Fucking Lobsterhead. That
same.
It really did. It popped me real hard. But maybe it was him saying he wanted to come back. He was ready. He's ready to go. Like, it's one of those things where he went, you know what? I'm healthy. I'm ready to go. I want back. And maybe he overestimated his conditioning. I'm sure Sheamus, if you've ever watched his YouTube channel, Celtic Warrior Workouts, Celtic Warrior Workouts is phenomenal, especially if you're someone who goes and lifts. It gives a lot of like insight into different ways to do it, the proper way to do it. It's worth a damn. Like, go check it out. But the thing is, in his case, I think he wasn't overestimating the way he looked. He wasn't overestimating his visuals, but I think he was overestimating his conditioning, perhaps. I think it was one of those things. He had an opportunity he was like, yeah, you know what? I'm healthy. I'm ready. Let's get back to it. I miss it. I miss being on the road. I miss doing the thing. I miss this. I miss that. And he misjudged it. And I personally think, the candor that's being thrown around about Sheamus right now is not the most, like, you know, I'm like, okay, man, nobody's perfect. And this is the first time that man has not looked like a fucking chiseled out of stone bronze god in his life. Okay? Like, seriously, this is the first time that he has looked less than ideal for TV. And everybody is diving on that son of a bitch. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, give the guy a break. He's coming off a heel. He probably wanted to get back out there. Like, yeah, it's fine.
I'm with you.
He'll rectify the situation. And I think whenever he sees the game tape and he talks to H, because he's really good friends with H, he talks to his other coworkers, they're going to whip him into shape, and he's going to whip himself into shape. The man has a lot of drive. The man has a lot of determination. He'll be back to that bruiser that we all know, before we even realize it. In the sense of what I was going to say, I was going to touch on Mercedes Moné really quick.
Okay.
What's the problem with her?
She's
brittle bone syndrome.
Healed.
Oh, she's not healed.
Right. She said that she's not going to be fully healthy until Double or Nothing in May, where she's already called her shot, getting a shot at the TBS championship.
Well, and here's the thing: I mean, when you're someone the caliber of her, sure, knock yourself out. Like you're someone the caliber of her, go ahead. Like you can go ahead and call your shot. Whether it's going to actually come to fruition or not, or whether she's going to be ready. How many times have we all talked about, well, if someone's injured, you can bring them back and you can have them cut promos. You can have them be visible. You can have them do X, Y, and Z. It's just, it has to be done in the right way. And I don't feel like her now having that, like, wherewithal. It just doesn't, it feels like, okay, we paid her this money. We need to make sure she's doing something. So I know that sounds like that sounds a little snotty, and it's not meant to sound snotty, but it's true. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to do something, like, you should go out there and do something. And she's calling her shot, leaning on her personality and everything. Anything I've watched of her, with her coming back or being announced or being there, has left me a little flat. But I think that's part and parcel to the fact that it might be coming across that she's frustrated, she can't work. But I would say, I think that bringing a wrestler back early, in the sense of Sheamus, if he's not visually ring ready, like from a TV sense, if he doesn't look ring ready, who gives a fuck? They'll dial it in. Now, if you're not performing at the level that you should, that's a whole different ball game. If your conditioning's not great, that's a whole different thing. In the case of Mercedes Moné, fucking leave her until a month before. Bring her back out and run that program super hard. Pedal her out. She doesn't need to be this far back. How's that sound? I think that was a pretty good synopsis of my feelings, thoughts, and opinions.
Poot goes, how does that sound? I think that's pretty good. Answering his own question and rating himself an A.
Yeah.
I give myself an A+ on the things that I say.
The self-rating superstar. Poot the Bard.
I love it.
What?
Tom, what's your input? I'd like to hear from you before I kind of talk a little bit here.
I think in the case of Mercedes, you knew that she was coming off of an injury. I think it would have made more sense. You could sign her, that's fine, but I think it would make more sense to wait to have her debut. Just because the fact that you don't want to run into this fucking like Veer syndrome where we get, fucking 87 fucking vignettes, or you don't need Mercedes on TV every week or anything.
Mercedes
like that.
Mahan's coming.
Yeah, that. Like, you don't need her on TV every week. Like, Jade was a perfect example of the right way to bring somebody in who may not have been 100% ready, but like they knew that they could do something with her. Like they brought her in, they flaunted her a little bit, they let her go away, they brought her back out of the Rumble. It was a nice, quote unquote surprise. And I say that because, some of us were expecting of it. Some people probably, some people that are maybe, I'll just say like surface level fans, maybe, kind of forgot about her a little bit or whatever. So it was a nice re-debut at the Rumble. And then you let her, kind of go off on the back burner a little bit again until WrestleMania. And then, boom, WrestleMania, have her come out and look like a fucking, like a beast. So I think it really comes down to something like Poot was saying. One, if you're performance ready versus visually ready. And two, what the creative is at that point. I think that has a big thing to play with all of that. So, again, and I'll agree with Poot and Ransom. Like, I don't care if Sheamus isn't, back to looking like fucking King Leonidas out of 300 or something. Like, that's fine. He'll get there. He's been around long enough, and he's, been taking care of himself long enough to know how to get there again, or as close to as he can. Because as you get older, you can only do so much. At that point, it's just maintenance. I think I think it can hurt. It can hurt a talent bringing them back too soon or anything like that. But again, a perfect example on the flip side of that is look at Adam Cole. When he did get injured, he was still very present and everything like that, because it could work into the creative, and it could work into the story that they had going on with MJF having to like carry those tag titles by himself for a while and things like that. So it's really a situational dictates sort of thing. But I will say, and this is not just throwing shade at Mercedes just to fucking get the ire or the blood pressure raised of beef. I think they really do need to fucking cool her off a little bit. They don't need to have her around all the time, week after week or anything like that, until it's closer to time when she's ready, and then just fucking come in hot.
So
I can't see Sheamus's abs. I'm pissed.
Well, okay, it's
He's not chiseled. Fuck him.
That's the antithesis of my point. I guess not really antithesis, but that's not what I'm saying. So here's the thing. Reportedly, they're angling for Sheamus and Cody. Like, that's kind of their plan in the summer. So they're getting Sheamus back on television to get people exposed to it. It has nothing to do with this shape. Like, everybody's kind of picking, oh, look at you guys are right. Like, he has always looked incredible. Like, if he has a fucking, down moment, whatever. Like, and like I said, it's absolutely probably relating to a fucking neck injury, because if you don't have your fucking base, you can't do shit.
Yep.
I get every last bit of that, but like, for him to be fucking blown up, like, you are not Brock Lesnar. No matter how much they may want him to be, Brock Lesnar can get away with that because he's fucking Brock Lesnar. Sheamus can't. So like, his physical his physical, package, whatever, what have you, like, that's not a big fucking deal. the fact that he was fucking blown up in 2 minutes is.
That's what that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't necessarily put this on him. I don't think that this is a fault of Sheamus. I think that this is a corporate call that I think that they got wrong. We've taken plenty of shots at the AEW tonight and Tony Khan. I think that this is a miss on WWE.
yeah,
I don't think that they should have trot him out there. And yes, I get it. Like he's part of their summer plans, and like they want to reestablish him as a badass and everything else.
They got to establish a base
you know.
tan so he doesn't fucking fry come SummerSlam.
So like, yeah, I mean, and again, like, I understand that the internet's having a little bit of fun with Sheamus, and he's, very good natured about it. So, good on him, man. Like he's doing things the right way, and that's ultimately, what fucking matters.
right.
In terms of the whole like Mercedes thing, obviously as has been alluded to the last fucking 5 minutes, I'm a big Mercedes mark. I absolutely think that she is one of,
What?
if not the best women's wrestlers on the planet. Up there with fucking Jamie Hayter, up there with fucking Toni Storm, and up there with Deonna Purrazzo. I think that the difference is that she has a certain charisma about her that Deonna comes close, but I don't think the rest of them have. Tony has a great gimmick right now, but like you take that away, you have a great wrestler. But again, she's got that unspeakable quality. Is she injury prone? Absolutely. Now I say all of that to say this: I absolutely would not have debuted her in fucking mid March if she wasn't going to wrestle until late May. And I get it, like hometown pop. You wanted to bring her out in front of the Bostonians where she would get likely her biggest pop. And honestly, I think that she probably would have gotten a pretty decent sized fucking pop no matter where she debuted. So, like, as opposed to bringing her out on some fucking random ass Wednesday, they could have brought her out on fucking Dynasty, for example, and made
Dynasty.
a big splash. So yeah, I I I I think it was dumb and a little bit short sighted of Tony. But like again, that's kind of not to kind of harp back on, but that's kind of part and parcel with what we were discussing earlier on.
That's
Like,
kind of Tony's shtick.
right. Like he gave away Osprey versus Claudio on free TV.
One of the
Which is
dumbest
awesome.
fucking things he did. I'm sorry, it
Which is
was dumb.
awesome, but
Yeah,
I mean, as a wrestling fan, it was real fucking cool. As a businessman, like, yeah, like of course, you know, you're you're not gonna get them to fucking buy the cow if you're sitting there at your fucking milk stand being like, "Hey, free milk." Like, yeah, I mean, it was short sighted on his part. I think he gets so excited about these things, is so worked up as a fan that he's enamored with it. He's like, let's do it, let's go. And it's like, Tony, just like downshift her a couple gears, man. Like, give it room to breathe. It'll be better once it does.
That's why he needs
Um,
somebody else making decisions.
oh,
Like
absolutely.
he doesn't. I don't think he needs cut out completely, but like you said, he's a fan and he gets all worked up. He's like, yeah, let's do this thing. Like, oh, I can't wait. But you need somebody that's going to be like, nah, man, reel it in, not yet.
Yeah, let's hold on to that bacon a little bit. And like, sometimes it just seems silly. Like, for example, these like through gorilla shots are like really big right now. Everybody loves it. Triple H is like, this is kind of something, a new direction that we're doing. Everybody loves it because it's something that we haven't seen before. And I'll be honest, I enjoy it. I think it's really fucking cool. When they did the long shot of Sammy coming in on Monday,
That was cool.
in his hometown, like, yeah, absolutely fucking cool. Like the Kevin Owens even said it on Friday night. He was like, "Man, what do I have to do to get one of these fucking like long shots through Gorilla?" So like it's the cool thing right now. So like, what do we get on Tuesday night? Well, we get like what if you had a shot through Gorilla from Wish, which had the Young Bucks standing next to Tony Khan, who, by the way, doesn't want to be an on-screen character. I don't know if you guys knew that. But
Doing
the
it
Bucks
wrong.
standing next to Tony Khan in Gorilla saying, "Oh, cut the package. We have so much good stuff on the show. We need to cut this package. Sorry, FTR, you got bumped. Ha ha ha. Play our music. We're going out to the ring right now." And Tony's just sitting there going, "What? Huh? Play the music. Play the music." The dumb fucking look he had on his face whenever MJF was fake pipe bombing, and the one that he didn't have on his face when CM Punk was real pipe bombing. You know, uh, so I saw that and I'm like, man, that's fucking stupid, petty, and like it it feels forced. And if it feels forced, it's never gonna fucking work.
Agreed. The doing something where you go, "Oh, me too," never works.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I want to
Like,
play too.
yeah, no, don't. The only time I think Me Too worked was whenever NWO was huge and WWE went, "We're going to have our own NWO and Generation X." I think that's the only fucking time it worked. And that's don't take what I said as like like a big arguing point. That was kind of conjecture. But like my point with that is like AEW needs to be their own thing. That's the whole impetus of them. It has been from day one. It should continue to fucking be. And they're not doing that. Now they're trying to be trend chasers.
Yep.
They had the upper hand whenever shit was easy. But if you can keep your grip and get the upper hand whenever shit is not fucking easy, that's when you show your salt. So, like, I'm just saying, like, maybe they should focus again on like what they're trying to do. What, like, they should. I just don't want to see it. It makes me sad because this is how a wrestling company becomes a shell of its former fucking self.
And they have time to right the ship. If Tony's as plugged in as he makes his appearance to be, he probably hears this out here. I would hope, especially after fucking airing Brawlin', I hope that he gets it and he is like looking to rectify it. I'm hoping. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and again, like at this point, it's not enough for me not to buy Dynasty on Sunday because it's a loaded card. I'll say this. If Dynasty wasn't such a loaded fucking card, there's a good chance that this might be one of the ones that I try to enjoy through not necessarily the most not paying
Thievery.
for it. Right. I might take to the high seas. So like, the fact, and honestly,
I'm the captain now.
if if that factored into this decision making, if Tony's like, you know what? I know we have a fucking amazing card for Dynasty that no one's gonna fucking miss. Let me shoot my shot. You know what? Like, okay, good on him for fucking having considerations for that. I don't know that was the case because that seems like it might take a little bit more planning than we're used to seeing from Tony Khan. But But I don't know. I don't know, man. Like again, it's a great card. Kind of bookending things, I guess. Like it's over. It's done with. Like we've all heard the opinions from everybody. We've heard the story from everybody who was there now. Like we've seen the footage. It happened. Let's move forward. And like Poot said so wonderfully, let's focus on what you do differently and let's focus on what you do best. You guys want to do a old stump the chumps?
Yeah, boy.
Give them the business.
Boy, it hurts. It hurts. Knowing how close we came last time, still sticks in my craw. After all this amazing wrestling action, and I'm sure it still hurts.
Focus
I forgot
on
how we lost the thing. How did we do? How did that?
it was.
I don't even remember the question.
It was the how many WrestleManias
Kicked off with the title match.
kicked off with a title match, not counting a pre-show dark match and not counting WrestleManias held in different locations, i.e. WrestleMania 2.
Oh, dear Lord, I don't even remember that question.
We missed
So
it.
old.
Yeah.
We missed it. We missed it
we-
by one.
By one match, and Tom actually even pointed it out. He was like, I think what was it?
Kane and somebody else.
Kane, right? Yeah.
Kane and
Like
Big
I
Show,
think
maybe?
Kane
I
had
don't
a
even know.
yeah, I think that they had a tag team title match at during this time, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't, that's a blind spot for me. And as opposed to just saying, yeah, man, let's get it, I chose to be like, I'm not sure, so we're just gonna, cause I think I was consigned to the fact that we were probably gonna lose anyway, cause that was a really tough question. The fact that we got as close as we did really fucking hurts.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
hurts.
fine. You're focused on the wrong thing, Beef. It's okay.
All right, you're right. You're right. All right, so we have one from Scooby, one from Pat. Which one would you like to
Ooh.
tackle?
Ooh, Scoob.
Both.
But let's do Pat's.
Okay.
Let's do Pat's first. Just because.
See, I was gonna say let's do Scooby's first in case it runs long, because Pat's already won one. He doesn't need to start fucking stacking here.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. He proved his point.
Okay.
So let's
Fair
start
enough.
with Scooby and kind of go from there.
Goob the boom.
And of course, it says, okay, fellow friends, you escort, I'm delivering. Here's my question for you guys. It'll probably be easy, but you know what they say, right? This guy gets it.
Hey.
Yeah. You know what they say?
Yep.
In all of the major promotions Chris Benoit was in, how
Oh.
many championships did he hold?
Ooh.
How many total championships did Chris Benoit hold?
Like how many?
I think is the question.
How many? Okay, is this a question of how many like title reigns or how many different championships?
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Read it again.
Yeah. In all in all the major promotions Chris Benoit was in,
Then
how many championships did he hold?
Wow, fuck. Okay.
Would you like me to PM Scooby and ask him to clarify? Because
I mean,
well,
we could knock
okay.
out Pat's and see if we get an answer.
well, here's the thing. I like
Go ahead.
consistency, right? And in the past, if it's gray area, we've made a ruling on it and just kind of said, it is what it is. So I'm fine if we just want to say, here's what we think and here's what we're going to go for and kind of cover our ass otherwise.
See, I'm thinking he means how many total championships across his entire career he held.
That was what I was thinking as well.
well, that's what I'm saying. Different championship titles or championship reigns.
I think championship reigns.
Okay.
See, I thought championships, like individual championships.
See, that's
Damn it.
the gray area. That's why I'm asking, because you could say like, oh,
All right.
so and so's,
Tom.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Message Scoob. Get some clarification. We can kind of start working through some of this while we're kind of waiting on it.
Okay.
For the love of God, people, be specific in what you mean. Damn it to hell and all that such and stuff. Name the championships that Chris Benoit held. That's an option. Name each championship and each reign that Chris Benoit had. Fucking clarify.
How many total
You
championships
amateurs.
did Chris Benoit hold in his career?
How many belts did Chris Benoit wear? I don't know. Are you talking leather pleated? Are you talking a brown weave? What are you talking about here? Is it summertime and you've got like, one of those cloth belts that has like the little hooky belt thingy that you loop it through? Fucking tell me. Give me some specifics.
So, in terms of
Someone's getting an elbow drop.
major promotions, let's clarify that. Benoit was a
WCW,
part-
ECW, WWE. Bang.
What about New Japan? What
Fuck
about
'em.
New Japan? Because he was
No.
that's a pretty major promotion, and he
That's
was
a major
Also-
promotion.
there.
Also, what does he say? Did he say
Again?
major promotions? Because
Again,
he was also
clarify.
in Stampede. He was a big deal in Stampede.
That's
I'm
Just
out.
the major promotions. He says, in all the major promotions Chris Benoit was in, how many championships did he hold?
Jesus. Okay. Well,
That is relative, because to the casual wrestling fan, it's WWE, WCW, ECW, AEW. It's not New Japan. It's not fucking GCW. None of those. Like, the casual wrestling fan doesn't watch that.
So I'll say this: whenever I thought major wrestling promotion, I thought WCW and WWF. I didn't even consider ECW because ECW was never a major promotion. If you're gonna give
I'm
ECW
getting
the
more
rub,
cookies.
if you're gonna give ECW the rub, absolutely, and JPW is on the same level, if not more. So that's
I'll
what I'm
rub
saying.
you.
Thank you. This is kind of one of those ones that we. This is
Thank
kind
you.
of one of those ones that we like to avoid because there's a lot of fucking.
Don't ask questions that open up interpretation.
Yeah,
Right.
don't
Be
ask
specific.
questions
Yeah.
that make us ask more questions.
Exactly.
And that's
So here's what I propose we do. I say we throw a shot at it, knowing that this is probably just going to get thrown out
this like
because of all the
I'm just gonna say
the
this.
We print this question out on a piece of paper, get a freaking live video, and light it on fire. And then do the Randy Orton pose in front of it.
I love it.
End
All right,
scene,
so
cinematic match. Here we come.
all right. So
Let's just
here's my perspective.
let's preface this by
let's-
saying this question is getting disqualified. Let's just preface this.
Yes, but that said, let's go from as opposed to trying to count out every single reign,
Wait,
let's instead
wait.
talk about
I got an answer.
okay.
Individual titles, not how many times, just the belts.
And what
Okay.
promotions? What counts
All
as a
right.
major
Yeah.
promotion?
Right.
Do you want me to ask him that too?
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
that's up in there.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's contested.
because
I
that
contested.
could narrow it down. That drastically changes the amount
Absolutely.
of the number.
Someone's gonna get pooped on. Spoiler.
And again,
Someone's
it's
gonna get
Scooby.
pooped on.
Fucking
So
guy.
we're not saying how many times. We just need the individual titles he held.
Yep.
All right, that's quite a bit easier.
Well, that's a horse of a different color.
What?
Ransom's dead.
You know, I think I've done after finally unburdening myself of all the things that I had been doing. I'm cracking Ransom up. I've got a lot of wheezes out tonight.
Fucking hell. I think Poot's killed me at least
Okay,
4
here
or
we
5
go.
times tonight.
He says WWE, WCW, New Japan.
Oh wow. Okay.
You count New
Okay,
Japan and not
so-
ECW? Get both.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to side with beef on this one.
Fuck
ECW
off.
was clearing fucking 500 people through the gate. New Japan puts fucking 15,000 people in the fucking
I mean,
stadium.
literally, not this is. I mean, not saying, not singing his individual praise by any means, but like, I mean, fucking Hulk Hogan went over and wrestled in Japan. Like, all sorts of wrestlers went over and wrestled in Japan. Japan and WWF. WWE had a
Hulk Hogan threw an enziguri once.
He did.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and
hold
list
on,
off the
hold
reasons
on,
why
hold on.
I care about New Japan. I don't care.
He says, oh, and ECW. Can't forget them. So we got WWE, WCW, New Japan, and ECW. So that's our
Let me
criteria.
go ahead and cast this fishing line out into the sea and reel back in one of those fishes called my middle finger.
All right, so individual titles.
Come along, afterthought. So I'll say this.
Jesus.
I think that ECW is a red herring anyway. I don't think he held any belts in ECW.
You didn't hold any belts in ECW.
You're right.
That's the end of that conversation. Just like, yep.
Ransom is correct. Question asked and answered. Move on to the next one. Pat, let's read the question.
I've barely held a fucking belt in the fucking P3 here, so you know.
Yeah,
I can
maybe.
I can barely hold a belt in real fucking life. Do you know what it's like getting a belt for a guy my size? Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway. All right.
Double up, son.
I
There it is. There's the ransom. I'm going to die sound.
Whoopsie daisy.
All right.
well, I know that he did hold the IWGP Junior Heavyweight. I know he held that.
Ransom's so sloppy.
I'm drowning in pink Himalayan over here, fucko.
What?
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bait the hook. I'm gonna cast it back out into the sea, and I'm gonna reel in another one of those fucking middle finger fish for you, beef. Because that stupid murderer, Chris Benoit, absolutely was a champion in W. He's a freaking tag champion.
Was he?
Yeah, with
Was he part
Dr.
of the
Dean
Eliminators?
Malenko. Him and
Were
Malenko
they?
were tag team champions, you bastard guy.
Okay. All right. I believe you.
You bastard, man.
Yeah, man.
I fucking got you.
I'm leaving this podcast. I'm gonna go back in the house. I'm gonna pop in your ECW anthology DVD that I still have. I'm gonna watch that, and I'm gonna watch Trigon too because I got both.
It's fine. I think I still have Poot's Rise and Fall of WCW DVD somewhere. So you know.
Yeah, he does.
That's
Hey,
all right.
I'll,
I still got Beef's.
give me a hot second. I'll be right back.
I still got Beef's DDP yoga too, so it's all good.
A hot sausage.
There we go.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So
Thank you.
IWGP Junior Heavy, ECW Tag. Was the Pegasus Kid ever the part of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag? Were those belts in existence when he would have been there? I don't think so.
Don't know what you're saying.
I think they're relatively new. The Junior Heavy Tag Team Champions. I think that they're fairly new. So I'm gonna say he probably didn't hold those, and I know he didn't hold the big one over there.
No.
No.
Well, WCW, I mean, he held almost everything.
Yeah. Yep. He was WCW, U.S. champion for sure.
He was TV
World.
champion.
TV. Was he tag team champion with anybody?
Yes.
Yeah. It was either Malenko or Saturn or Guerrero. He was a tag champ with one of those three.
At least once.
What about Cruiser? I don't think he was ever part of the Cruiser division. Okay.
No,
he wasn't.
He hung out in the higher than that.
In the higher up.
What about the hardcore title once it was introduced?
In ECWC Double Dub Ding Dong?
WCW, yeah. Whenever it was introduced and they had Hardcore Hack, aka the Sandman.
Hot. I have no idea. I don't remember that title a whole big bunch, so I couldn't tell you.
That existed So that existing in the company with him, I think that Venn diagram is probably very small. So I'm gonna say probably not.
The hardcore belt, no, because
No.
the hardcore belt in WCW was a fucking like failed science experiment.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, that's just kind of all of WCW was a failed experience. All right.
So wait,
So
sorry,
Yeesh.
sorry. I was thinking really hard on WCW. So what did we say so far for WCW ones that he had? We said that he had
TV, US, tag team, and the world.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right.
Gross.
So I think that.
So WCW's checked off, ECW checked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Japan.
I'm fairly certain that. Yeah, I'm fairly certain New Japan's checked off. Because they didn't have a lot of these goofy belts. Like they didn't have the Intercontinental Championship. They basically had the IWGP title and the IWGP Junior Heavyweight. So yeah, I feel good saying that
yeah.
That New Japan's good.
In WWE again, he held the mid card belts. He was IC. He was US.
Yes.
Yep.
He was was a tag champion.
Both sets of tags.
Both sets of tags.
Yes.
And he held the world heavyweight. He never held the undisputed.
Correct.
World. Wait.
So what's our total up to?
And again, like same question. Was he a hardcore champion in WWE?
I don't think he was.
No.
They kept him.
He was the European champion for sure.
No, he wasn't.
No,
he wasn't.
Nope.
Didn't he beat Angle for the European title at WrestleMania 16?
Nope.
No. Jericho won the European title. Okay.
Well,
no,
that's something different.
Different Canadian beef. Something different.
I take it back. I take it back. I don't think there's any other like titles in WWE.
No.
That he would have won.
That encompasses them all. Especially for whenever he would have came in too, because they kind of steered away from the hardcore championship after a certain point. I can't remember exactly when, but
sure.
You know, I like at that point when he would have been coming in and stuff like that, I feel like he was kind of above that hardcore title kerfufflery. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they definitely handled him with kid gloves, with good reason, given that he was such a foul-tempered fellow. Actually, that's not true at all. No, honestly, like by all reports, he was pretty even-tempered. So like the whole like end of life thing was very atypical for him.
Pretty even-tempered until he wasn't.
Chris Benoit is here, and he's really mad. A whole new connotation to that.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 belts total. The IWGP Junior Heavy, the ECW Tag, the WCW US, WCW World, WCW TV, WCW Tag, WWE US, WCW IC, WCW 11, WCW Tag, Raw, WCW Tag SmackDown, World Heavyweight.
World.
Anything else for the good of the order anybody wants to add?
I think we're pretty good there. If Scooby's following his own rules that we like asked him.
Wait, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11.
Then I think are you boys settled on this?
Yeah, no, I'm
yeah, dude. Yep. All right, after the kerfufflery, it was kind of easy, Scoop. Sorry. He says, answers after these commercials. Hi, I'm Tom Selleck for Reverse Mortgage. Well, you don't need to feel alone. Millions of Americans are suckered into reverse mortgages every second of every day. Is this true? Probably not, but hey, fuck you. You'll do what I say because I'm Magnus PI. Look at this glorious mustache. Would it lie to you? For more information on reverse mortgages, call this number toll free 1-900-438-3853.
Somebody
That's
call it.
1-900-get fucked. Remember, I'm Tom Selleck saying get fucked today by reverse mortgages. Fucking A, Scoob.
Oh my
Oh God.
The best
Oh.
filler.
Question aside, question aside,
Right.
that made it worth it.
Right
Oh,
squarely in the
you-
fucking giggle button. right
You
in the
made
giggle
up
button.
for that bungle question you laid upon us with that diatribe.
I
You
want to
made
have
up
him on
for it.
just for doing that.
He spent all of his time putting together the filler and threw out the most ambiguous question in the world. All right.
I'm gonna
So,
send
we have-
Scooby a message right now and just go, hey, so what do you know about reverse mortgages?
Yeah,
And then
tell me more.
nerd Tom Selleck. All right. New Japan, the junior heavyweight title, ECW tag team champion with Dean Malenko, WCW World Heavyweight Championship, TV champion, tag team with both Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn, United States champion, WCW, WWE World, WWE tag team champion with Kurt Angle, United States champion, Intercontinental champion, and WWF World tag team champions with Jericho and Edge. So in total, 11 different titles. Scoob, that was a hell of a debut in Stump the Chumps, buddy. You
set the bar high for yourself, cowboy.
Yes.
It's true. You made us think, you made us laugh, you made us gripe, which is the goal of every Stump the Champs or Stump the Chumps, really. So that being said, great work. However, my dog,
Oh fuck, here we go.
you lose, and you get
A rolled up newspaper.
No, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. All right, you guys still want to do Pat's question?
Yes.
Okay. Settle in, as they're always going to be. Here we go.
LFP.
All right.
Do I have time to pee?
Yeah.
While you guys
I
look
won't even
about,
read it.
while you guys have a
Oh,
commercial
okay.
break about reverse mortgages.
Do you want me to read the question first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Gonna break kayfabe here for a minute and just say
Kayfabe?
thanks for the support with the situation. I said
Keyblades?
kayfabe.
Keyblades?
And
Something
say that he appreciates the support with the situation. No problem, buddy. We like to bust your chops, but we're always here for you, my dude. How many nation flags are featured on the European title?
Ooh.
That's fucking interesting. He's not asking us.
Wow.
Fuck off,
He's
Pat.
asking us to give us how many. Okay.
Wow.
I can't even remember what
So-
that damn title belt looked like.
God.
I do. It was roughly fucking egg shaped. The centerpiece was.
I'm
It was
gonna
really
pee.
weird.
I'm gonna pee. I'll be back.
But here's
many
the thing.
flags?
Tom's gonna peep.
Here's the rub. I think that there were 6 titles on the main part, but I think that there were titles on the flags on the side plate too. So
Man, that's a lot of flags.
it is. I say comfort. I think. I can't say 100%. I think there were 6 on the main plate. I don't even know.
I'm just gonna Pat. You're getting
I
wacky
can't even
here.
remember if the side plates were mirrored or if they had different side plates with different flags.
He's getting a little wacky.
All right, so I think there were.
Was there
4
only one version of this, or
Yeah.
were there multiple versions?
No, there was only one version.
Okay, good.
So I think there were 6 in the middle, 6 flags, and
6 flags. Let's go.
Yep.
Oh.
You said it, and I think there were 2 side plates on each side. If I'm remembering correctly, and God knows if I am. If I'm
Lord.
remembering correctly, I don't think that they were mirrored. I think there were 2 or 3 flags. Wait. I don't think every side plate had flags. I think that the 2 closest to the main plate did on either side, and then I think the ones back from it were like the WWE logo, just the logo, I think.
My lord.
Um,
And here's the other thing. I
do you
don't know if
think
there's any fucking repeats. So, like, they may have had the UK title in the middle, but then also may have had the UK title on one of the side plates.
now is he talking about now? Weren't there a couple redesigns of the belt? Or was it just the one?
The answer was no.
Huh? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My B.
Boo.
Penis balls. How many we got?
Well, okay.
Well, yeah, so we're talking about the belt itself still. I think there were 6 in the main belt. I think there were 2 or 3 on the side plate directly to the right, directly to the left. I don't think that there were there was a second set of side plates, but I don't think that second set of side plates had any titles. At I would say at least 10, maybe 12. But here's the issue. I don't know if there are any repeats.
So
10, maybe
like, for
12.
example, if they have like the fucking like Welsh flag on the middle part, if the Welsh part, if the Welsh flag appeared also on the side,
so here's the thing.
and if there is a repeat, is he counting that as how? Oh no, how many? So he is specific. How many nations flags are featured in the European title?
So here's the thing. The one thing I can remember, I don't remember how many, but the one thing I can remember, there were not any flags on any of the either one of the side plates on the inner side and the secondary one. The
Okay, so you're saying that there were no flags on any of the side plates?
Correct. They were all on the main.
Okay.
They were all on the main.
Okay. So that was information I wasn't sure of. So if you are fairly certain about that, we'll go with that.
That I'm certain of. Yeah, because because from what I remember of that, like it drew your eye to the main plate because that's where all the fucking different colors of the flags and everything like that were. There were some on the sides of the main plate, like on the edge, on the side edge, and then there were ones on the bottom. I don't remember how many.
Oh.
I don't remember how many. But I think you're on track somewhere in the neighborhood of like I'm going to say like somewhere between 10 to 15 because they weren't like huge. But I know for a fact there were not any on the side plates because the one had just had a globe or something like that, and then the other one was like 2 dudes like collar elbow tie up.
So let's think about nations whose flags could be represented there.
Great Britain.
Obviously Britain, obviously the Union Jack, the Irish, the Scottish. Those are 3 that I am certain of are on there.
Irish, Scottish, German.
Yep. Okay, good call. France.
Swiss, France.
I don't think Swiss was on there. I could be wrong.
Polish.
Poland.
Maybe
Russian.
Possibly.
Russia's Asian.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So like how many? So I mean,
So I completely forgot that there were belts at the bottom. I'm not saying that there aren't. I'm just saying I don't remember them.
Flags.
I just remember the 6 flags in the middle. And I know for a fact, like I said, the Union Jack, Irish, Scottish, those are all part of that. German, I'm sure is on there. French, I'm sure is on there.
Welsh.
Welsh is probably on there, so those are probably your 6 main titles.
Mm-hmm.
How many titles do you think were on the bottom, Tom?
They had them in sets of, like, there was a set. They were split in the middle, and then, like, off center there was a set to the left, and off center to the right there was a set. I don't remember if there was 3 or 4, but there was some on the bottom there. So, like, say if there were, let's just throw it out there, if there was 4 on the bottom off center to the left, then there's also 4 bottom center offset to the right. So you would have, hypothetically, we'll say 8 on the bottom, and then you'd have how many ever were on the side edges of the main plate.
So let me say this. It would be weird if there were, I think, if there would be more titles on the bottom than in the main part.
I think there were.
You think that there were more titles on the bottom?
Yep. And
Were any of them
the prominent countries that you were thinking of were probably featured on the bottom?
Do you think that any of the bottom were repeats, though?
That's
No.
what I was going to say. Are there any duplicates?
Okay. So
you think there are no duplicates?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I mean, like,
I don't
even know how many fucking, like, countries are in Europe, to be honest with you.
Because we're American,
Yeah.
and that's how we fucking roll.
Italy, is probably
Oh,
fucking
well.
there.
Yeah.
So, like, the Italian flag might be a part of that.
Spanish?
Spain? Yep. Yeah. Boy.
But is he saying how many different ones, or just how many nations? How many different nations?
How many nations?
No.
Yeah, how
did
many
he say
different
how many different, or that's?
How many Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a good point. How many nations flags? Okay, no, let me read it. How many nations flags are featured on the European title? So I think that is constituting how many different nations.
Yeah, he's not asking for how many flags total. He's asking
Okay.
for how many nations flags. Right? What's he say? Whoa!
So, if we're saying 4 flags on the bottom on each side, and then 6 in the middle, that's 15, right?
14.
Is that no 14?
14. I mean, that's how many. I think that's how many flags there would be, but I don't know how many different nations. I don't know if there's repeating stuff. That's the only thing that's throwing me off.
I don't think there were.
No, I have no idea. I have no idea if any are repeating.
I'm gonna hedge on that there were.
Why don't we say this? Why don't we figure out how many flags there were, and then we can also try to figure out the different nations that might have been represented. Maybe that'll help ease the burden of figuring out the one based off the other, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like if we say, like, hey, we're saying there's 14 flags, and then there's, these many nations or whatever. Like,
I mean, but, like, what are the chances that fucking Scandinavia's on there? Like fucking Austria. Like, I don't think. I think the 6 in the middle were the Union Jack, Irish, Scottish, German, French, Italian. Because those are, like, the countries you think of when you think of the Europe. I think additionally, like Poot said, that Spain, I think is a good chance to be on there. Sweden might be featured on the bottom there. Finland.
I think the Swiss flag's a gimme.
Finland is another one.
Yeah.
So I'll say it's absolutely an even number. 3 flags on each side makes 6, and then assuming that Tom's right. I'll say this. Tom's right. There are flags on the bottom. They're in 2 sets. They're both off center. 4 seems like a rational number to me. So I think that 14 is probably the answer.
Yeah, I have no idea if any of those repeat. It quite possibly could, to make it look, symmetrical. Like if there's an odd number of flags, if they needed a couple to repeat.
Yeah.
To make it look the way they wanted, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you if any
it'd be silly. I think it'd be silly if they repeated.
I feel like there was a repeat in there, like either the French flag or the Union Jack or something. I feel like there was at least one repeat.
All right, so are we saying like, is our answer going to be like how many flags there were then? Like just flags,
no,
regardless if they
he's
repeated?
Asking how many. No, he's asking how many nations. So I think we're
of
set.
Domination.
Well, I'm set on 14 flags. That's where I think the number is. I think it would be silly if they repeated. But again, I'm not weighing that out.
So if we think, why don't we say this? If we say, to cover our basis, why don't we say there was 14 flags, and then we could say X amount of nations represented? Because Poot may be right. I think there may have been like a repeat somewhere. And it seems weird to say that, I know. But I don't know. Something's gnawing at me. It seems like it's kind of an out there question, and I think Pat probably counted on us figuring out the number of flags, but the number of nations, I think, is the curveball. I think there is a repeating.
I feel like we always do this with Pat, where we give him too much credit. With all due respect, Pat, where he's trying to like juke us. And I don't think he does that often. Yes, he absolutely has. But like I think he gives us straight up questions. I don't think he anticipates any jukes.
I'm just gonna say this. My answer, based off of all this that we've been speculating, would be 14 flags, 13 nations.
See, I would have gone 14 flags, 12 nations.
14 is my answer. 14 nations represented.
Okay.
Ransom?
Don't fucking ask me. No, man, I think I got the belt placement, or the flag placement. I think there's 14 flags. Nation of domination wise, I couldn't tell you if any repeated. I have no idea. I not a clue.
It just seems silly for them to repeat, like that. I don't know.
That's why I'm saying we talked about it being an even number. Tom said 14 with 13. I'm saying 14 and 12. Beef's saying a flat 14. The only thing that we're really different on is the amount of repeats.
Right.
The amount of repeat.
Whoa! Oh.
Something different.
What?
You gotta bring a tie.
Me? No, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do.
12,
you can't make me. You're not my real
13
mom.
Or 14. Okay.
I'm gonna say. What were my options?
14 is what I said. Poot saying 12. Tom saying 13.
Nations.
Nations.
We're all agreeing there's 14 flags.
Which is the question. How many nations' flags are on there?
15. Can I say
Ransom,
that?
why?
Getting sleepy.
Because I'm not gonna go to bed. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I could not tell you. I can't make a guess because I don't know. I don't know.
Well, so what's your intuition telling you as far as like,
Man,
is it smart that they would do a repeat or not? Like, I can be talked out.
I almost dropped my phone.
I really think that WWE, in their infinite wisdom back there, would not find 14 individual European belts. I just don't.
Flags.
Belts.
That's why I'm going 12.
But here's my rationale. At this point, they were treating the European expansion very real. You know, they had Insurrection over there. They had a couple pay-per-views over there. So like this was like a very prestigious belt at the time. It didn't last long. The prestige on it. So like, to me, if you're trying to grow your brand over there, and you have this as like, hey, this is the pinnacle of like, the European countries, and you have a flag that's repeating on there twice, and Europe's like, dude, we have like 50 countries. You couldn't have found fucking 2 other flags.
Not quite that.
That's
Dude, we've got.
How many times has WWE been tone deaf?
I mean, there's tone deaf, and then there's tone deaf to business. I think this was business.
I don't know. I feel like you saying 14 is giving WWE too much credit.
That's why I'm saying that's why I'm with Beef. Like, Ransom, just break the tie and like one way or the other, just put us out of our misery. Because we're all coming to a roundabout general consensus. We're just, the 3 of us are literally all separated on this one thing. So you know what they say.
I'm just waiting to hear the podunk.
Oh, I should have done that. Oh, hang on. I gotta pull up the Discord on my phone. Hang on.
Don't.
You 3 need to come to a consensus because I don't know. Cooperate or die.
You're a part of this, sir.
And I've abstained.
I'm sticking with 12.
Look at Pat.
I'm not giving WWE
Pat's probably
the benefit
so
of the doubt.
Pat's probably so fucking happy that he's divided us. I'll go 12.
Fireworks.
I'll be happy April 18th.
Happy P3 recording day.
Happy 420 early. What?
Oh no.
That's
I'll break the tie. I'll say 12.
Okay.
I think it's wrong, but I'll say it just to break the tie because I'm tired.
I've had enough of this shit.
This one was a surprise. Some of the flags are doubled, which can be misleading. There are 11 countries flagged in the title.
Fuck.
Greece, France, Ireland, Switzerland, Portugal, Spain, Germany, Romania, Norway, the UK, Sweden. So Scotland wasn't on there. That's interesting.
Wait, how many?
That's kind of crazy. And the Welsh
Hold
flag
on.
too. That's crazy.
Name them again,
Yeah.
because I thought you only named 10 just there.
Greece, France, Ireland, Switzerland, Portugal, Spain, Germany, Romania, Norway, UK, and Sweden.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I didn't hear Sweden at the end. Sorry.
Well, you dumb bastard, you're 2 for 2.
It's 2 shows. 2 shows.
Nope, just the one.
Nope.
No doubling up. Shut up, Tom.
You can't bank wins.
That's right. A win's a win is a win. Whatever.
Bank
I don't care.
wins. This
I
isn't
don't
like
care.
vacation time. You use it or lose it.
It's fine. Whatever. We could give him. We can give him 2. We can give him 2
You can have
shows.
my
That's
spot
fine.
forever. I don't even want to do this podcast
You
anymore.
okay? Well,
okay.
Fuck it, bring Scoob on.
Pat. I don't even know what to say. Congratulations! Thanks for kicking us while we're down. You beat us.
Speak for
You beat us
yourself.
last week. You beat us last week. You beat us again.
He
Can
didn't
we
beat
just-
us last week. We didn't do one last week. You fool.
All right, we did. Well, we did a show, but we didn't do. You know what? I bet you beat us the last time we did Stop the Chumps. Fucking Finneker Flopmeister over here. Yeah. Okay. Pat, I will give you your flowers, sir.
Okay.
Congratulations, mid-card maniac,
So
Dead.
hard
for
for him to
winning
say.
a second. It's only hard for me to say because I keep getting it up. Congratulations, mid-card maniac, on a second consecutive champs. It's not the chumps. No, we are the chumps. You're still chumps, as proven here. Congratulations, Pat. You win, sir. You get everything. Ransom said, I'm pissed. Poot. Poot.
I'm giving him a minute, man. Like, just
the room.
I know.
There-
Read the room, man.
Nope, it's over. It's over. Click the links.
All
You
right.
know our sponsors.
No,
Do the thing.
this one's
It's
over.
that.
Just just enjoy yourself. The links are there. You know everything. And remember, folks, one day you'll be someone's ancestor.
What?